there, ref. That she got the ball.
Yes, everybody, welcome back to the Irish Hotspur. Jack and Drew here. Drew filling in for Davo on Boxing Day. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful holidays, wonderful Christmas, and a good build up to the new year. It's deforestation time. It's the entertainer, Ange Postecoglou, versus the man that thought he would make us proud, Nuno Espirito Santo, and also Brennan Johnson up against his former club. There's a bit of history between these managers, these respective players of these two teams, and it's a big, big game for us. It's a huge game for Spurs to, I guess, in a way, punch back against somebody after what was a difficult loss to try to comprehend against Liverpool. Drew, though, filling in. Like I said to him beforehand, I think it's going to be a nice chill watch along today. Of course, it's a huge game and we're going to get into it. We're going to be screaming and crying as always, but it's supposed to be nice, good vibes. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful Christmas. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the Boxing Day. Maybe pretty hungover, so just having some company, someone to listen to while you're just sort of recovering this day after. But Drew, thanks for filling in for Davo. How are we? You and I were kind of in between, maybe nervous and excited. We're just sort of, trying to get a gauge of what Spurs are, I guess.
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure to be here. Big up to everybody in the chat. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. Yeah, looking forward to it, man. Like you said, hopefully, fingers crossed with the deforestation, we shall look to put it on them. Our away form is, a little bit hit and miss. Forest, obviously, everybody knows, going on a bit of a tear at the moment, but surely that's got to finish at some point. So I'm hoping we can curtail their season, and hopefully ours gets off to a good start today.
Yeah, this would be a huge win to do that. I mean, this Forest team are very good, in my opinion. They're kind of boringly good in a very Nuno way, very boringly good team. They just get the job done, and they do it in a very effective manner. But they're not necessarily, I would say, always the most pleasing on the eye. But like I said, they find a way to get over the line, and they've gotten some incredible results recently. So this would be a pretty significant win and triumph for Ange Postecoglou and just this team, considering, all the injuries and everything, but also just the form, the up and down nature. This would be a huge away win. But to the lineup, Drew, we have Forster still in goals after what was maybe a couple kind of shaky few performances. Jed Spence back in the team, though. Nice to see him get a good run. Then we have Dragashin in there. We have Archie Gray still at center back. Destiny Udogie, Pop Matasar. Bentancur makes his return, long awaited for me. And then we have Kulusevski back into the midfield. We're also looking at Brennan Johnson against his former club, your man. And then we have Dom Solanke and then Sonny up top. Let me take a quick look, actually, at what we have on the bench. I actually forgot to remind people of that one. Just pulling it up here. We have Brandon Austin, Pedro Porro, Sergio Reguilon makes the bench again. Yves Bissouma, Bergvall, Madison, Olusesi continues to make the bench. Werner, and then Lancashire. But Drew, any thoughts on the lineup? Bentancur, huge return. Backline still pretty much the same. Pedro Porro being rested, which is nice to see.
Yeah, I'm glad Porro's got the rest. Although I feel like is it as much a rest for him as Spence is just becoming almost, I don't hesitant to say undroppable, but he's just doing such a good job. Like, he's taking the opportunity with both hands, and you've got to give respect to the kid. I expected the Dragashin Gray thing. Apparently Ben Davies is back in training, but he only had a couple of sessions, and I think Big Ange has already turned around and said he can't afford to lose any more players, so completely understandable. Bentancur, I'm hoping he's not rusty, because I think the last time I saw him play, was it Manchester United? I can't remember.
In the Premier League, when was the last time?
No, I think it was it not? He not playing the Carling Cup? No, he wouldn't have been able to, would he?
So we would have saw him more European game. League. It would have been European. Yeah.
That's right. Oh, against Rangers, maybe. He wasn't good. The only thing I can remember, sorry, my brain in my old age, I just remember him not being particularly good, which was a little alarming. I mean, I know he's not had too much game time recently, but you would think that there wouldn't be that much of a drop off with just a few games missed. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully the boy Johnson has a good game. I mean, obviously we're all blowing a little bit hot and cold on him. I think Dark Senji, I think you're right. I think it was Rangers. Big up, mate. Yeah, and then I just really kind of want the front three to kind of pop off. I would really, really like. I mean, Johnson, he's in familiar territory, obviously coming from
He should be motivated.
Forest. So yeah, he should also, as I say, be motivated to go back to his old stomping ground. Solanke, um, regardless of the game, I think he did pretty well against Liverpool. He's probably one of the few that actually, did something on the day. Sonny really needs a big performance.
Yeah.
And I'd really, really like to start seeing us go to the byline and just put in some balls for Solanke to get onto. I mean, I don't know why that's why
We
it
make it
seems to
look
be
hard.
that difficult. Yeah, I feel like we do. We seem to make it look harder than it is. I'm hoping that the way that Forest, because Forest have been playing quite well this year, just in terms of they've been a bit more expansive than I expected him to.
Yeah, more than
Well, they
Steve
expected
Cooper
him
was.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whether that leaves us enough space to be able to, capitalize on that, I'm not sure. But yeah, looking forward to it. And sorry, Keith Edwards just in the chat as well saying Son really needs a rest. I kind of see where you're coming from with that, but also by the same token, he was injured for part of the season, so it's also about there's a balance between rest and having to get him match fit as well.
I don't know
So
if
I
we're
don't
even in
know.
that point though, too, right? Like we don't have the luxury, it feels like right now, to give rest to players that maybe need one or might need one.
Right.
We can only give rest to players that truly need one because they basically are injured themselves or they're playing
Hmm.
so poorly that you just have to kind of take them out of the team. I think that was the case with
Right.
Pedro Porro, and then we also know that was the case with Destiny Udogie. Destiny Udogie looked like he was just being preserved from like any possibility of any further injury because we can't afford to lose another player at this point. And I think Ange just
Hmm.
has to pick his battles really for which players he wants to push to his limits, to their limits, and which ones he can't. And Sonny, as much as he's old, as much as he's gaining on in age, he's someone who I would be okay with, trying to push every now and again because he probably knows his body very well, Sonny, and probably knows how to manage it considering how long he has been in the game. But I do understand that lots of players need a rest. Lots of players need a rest. Let's get to the
Yeah.
chat though,
No.
Drew. Please, everybody, get your thoughts in on this game. With Ellie in nice and early, saying first one in, and again, probably she's saying first one in again. Probably a lot of people nursing some hangovers. Hopefully, you and all in the chat had a great Christmas day and wishing you all love in the world. Thank you so much, Ellie. Hopefully, you're doing okay. Hopefully, you had a great Christmas. Hopefully, you're not hungover at all. I'm actually weirdly not going into this game. Just a little sleepy. Got a huge cup of coffee aside me and Drew to nurse me through this game, but hopefully I can manage myself as best as I can. Big up to you, Ellie. Gabrielle Juana's in with us. Here we go again. Come on, you Spurs. Brecon saying we can't lose to Nuno, especially with how far ahead on the league table Forest are. Come on, you Spurs. To be honest, like the league table right now, it's just so hard to get any sense of. But you are right. Like for us to have any hope or any type of I guess confidence of staying in around those higher places, we do need big wins like this one. We are Spurs TV. Good to see you in the house server. We appreciate you, Simon Coley, Stevie Frazier, the one and only. Nervous about this one, not gonna lie. Hope everyone had a great Xmas. Come on, you Spurs. Big up to you, Stevie. Best midfielder around. Spursy diehards. Good to see Adrian Troca. Good afternoon, David and Jack. Adrian, hopefully you're all good, my friend. And then Lee Harvey with a super chat saying, afternoon, Dave and Jack. Hopefully you had a great Xmas day with family and friends. 3 points is a must today. Come on, you Spurs. Some people seem to think that we need a big bounce back here, Drew. I would say in like the emotional sense, in the confidence sense, for us in our sanity, I guess, as Spurs fans, a win would definitely help a lot. And a win would certainly, I think, sort of quell maybe some of the pressure that continues to build around Ange. But do you think there is kind of a nervousness about the league table at this point, that we do just need to find a way to pick up wins, or are you not really panicking yet, let's say, with that league table?
I think it's about at the very least needing to keep up with the pack, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
we're
a
on
good point.
23 points. Fifth is 28 at the moment. So I mean, it's not a horrendous gap. And I think people seem to forget that, right? People just look at the table and see 11th. They don't
Mhm.
really, well, that's not to say they don't do the math, but
Sounds
that's
bad, but
not
it's
a,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, but that's also, that's not a lot of points for this time in the season. You would expect, you would expect a bit more of a spread. I think personally, even between, first and sixth. But you look, and it's only what I mean. All right, other than Liverpool, 39 points. All right, second and fifth maybe, 35, 28. Still only 7 points. And if you were to flip reverse this season, and I'm just, this is all hypotheticals, if buts and maybes. You just don't know. But we're not even halfway through the season yet. Like Liverpool and Chelsea could have just as much bad luck as we had in the first half in the second half, and we might just be able to put some points on the board. Like I can't get overly emotional about things that haven't happened yet. I can't. Well, what is the point in me misspending all of my anger and adrenaline going, oh, we're rubbish, we're the worst, sack Ange, I can't believe this. When, legitimately 2 months from now, this could be all different. So I just can't, I
Yeah,
want to be hopeful. I'm also realistic enough to know that this isn't, it's not been a great
not an end
a
all be
great
all game.
start.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I mean, if we end up going away to a purring Nottingham Forest and get a draw, then I don't. That's not a horrible result. Do I
I
want to win? Of course I do. I would rather not lose, having just lost, obviously, really bad against Liverpool. It doesn't look good, but like I say, we just are where we are at the moment. You can't
yeah.
expect these players to really do much more than they have.
No, no. But Lee Harvey, I'm going to say it's not an end all be all, but if you do have any high aspirations of climbing up that league table, it's got to happen at some point. But I actually agree with Drew's point that it's kind of about kind of just sticking with the pack as best we can. Then again, this Forest team, good team to probably stick around, good team to try to mimic in terms of form. They've been fabulous. Big up to you, Lee Harvey. Thank you so much for the support, by the way, and Merry Christmas to you. Shemi Tan is in with us. Good to see you, Shem Tan. Happy New Year, Jack. Hope you had an amazing Xmas with family and are refreshed for another roller coaster of a Spurs game. I'm as fresh as I can be, Shem. I'm actually really looking forward to this international break, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. But we have so many good Spurs games left, so I'm still trying my best to power through it. If only we had maybe the full team available. If we were in really good form right now, I wouldn't be saying that I'm kind of looking forward to the international break. But it's just with these kind of games and just seeing these players just being pushed to the limits, seeing us, being pushed to the limits. It's definitely been a rough month, but let's hope maybe we can end it off on a high. A big win against Forest, maybe one on Sunday. I think would be a great way to finish off 2024. Big up to you, Derek Hutchinson, Simon Coley, Paul Connor. Paul Connor, I promise I'll text you back. And he's saying, big up, Dave and Jack. Come on, you Spurs. Let's have a great game today. And hopefully the boys will show up. Let's go, Tottenham. Big up to you, Paul. MV Joker Davis, Edwards with us. Hope you had a good Chrissy, everyone. But time to drop some trees. Yeah, time to chop them down, Big Eddie. And Acoma's in with us. Morning to you guys. 2 a.m. kickoff. Hopefully a win to start my Friday off. Yes, a little Friday night game in Acoma. Hopefully we do pick up a nice win. Also appreciate your support as a member. And then Hennessy, 2 years as a member, fan show member, going to be a heart attack again today. Come on, Tottenham. Screw Ange's tactics. Thanks for all the hard work to produce content, brothers. Come on, you Spurs. Big heart. Thank you, Hennessy, my man. Very, very kind to us. I mean,
Yeah.
I can tell that you've been, I think, more and more starting to lose your faith in Ange Postecoglou, Hennessy. What I will say is maybe we have to, before we really, really give him that final judgment, if you are at that point of kind of final judgment, let's try to wait until maybe Romero, Vicario, Van de Ven, these sort of players return. I understand we lost some games and dropped some points when they were in the team and when we did have a fully fit squad. But what I will say is maybe give him that judgment a bit further down the road towards the end of the season, whether you think, he has, enough to be able to work with. And he also is able to get the best out of what we have available. Because I think with Ange right now, for me at least, it is really hard to judge him harshly with the circumstances he's been under with injuries. And also just when I looked at this summer window, Dave and I, as much as we were labeled negative, over the summer with our kind of, let's say, reluctance to really praise it, it did feel like, Ange was, being hung out to dry really when it came to a lot of the summer signings. And I think we're kind of seeing the effects of that this season. But we don't need to go down that rabbit hole because want to say thank you so much, man, for supporting us for these 2 years. Been very good to us. And hopefully we can get you on a fan show and you can give your thoughts on things. I don't want to try to assume or explain your opinion, but I think I'm getting kind of close with where you are. Dark Sun G saying, come on, you Spurs, really happy with the lineup today. Let's win. Big up to Dark Sun G. And Drew, for the most part, I'm pretty happy with the lineup too. I was expecting Johnson to play
Mm.
because it's against his former side. He also hasn't been playing that much recently, so he should be more full of energy than the rest of these guys, or at least relatively. They're all very tired. I recognize that, but he should have more energy. And, Bentancur, I understand you're saying didn't play well against Rangers, but I do think he's been different class to Basuma this season in general. I think we do look like a much better team when he is in there. So for the most part, I think this is the lineup that I probably would have gone for by Ange.
Yeah, fair play. Like I say, there's really not too much else we could do. I'm going to frighten everybody and get real close to the screen now because I can't even, my old ass eyes can't even see the bench anymore.
Dude, I hate these
Basuma,
graphics,
Bergvall,
man.
Madison, who's that? Werner, Lancashire, one of the kids. Yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah, there's not really much else you could have done. I mean, maybe Werner on for Son, but I mean, is that that's more cutting your nose off to spite your face or shooting yourself in the foot, isn't it? So,
And that's what I'm sort of alluding to with the tools that Ange sometimes has available to him. It's
yeah.
like when you're relying on Timo Werner to be your match winner almost every game, it just feels like, well, are
Right.
you really giving a guy a fair shot? Are you really giving him, the best tools to work with? Maybe not.
Right.
But Dark Sun G, this is the lineup, considering what we have available, this is the lineup that more or less I probably would have gone for. And I did like that he rested Pedro Porro for this one because that guy looked like he needed a break from football, to be honest, more than even we do as Spurs fans. Pedro Porro looked like he needed a break after the last game. He was so awful. Paul
Mhm.
Markey saying frustrated that Johnson is back in the team. We are so much, and then we get the opposite opinion. Pick up Paul Markey.
Ah,
Frustrated
come
that
on.
Johnson is back in the team. We are so much better without him. What does Ange see in him? He's up against his former
Ah,
side, Paul. I think we have to admit that, right? Against the former side, he still is, at least to my knowledge, I think he still is our top scorer. He hasn't been playing that well in, let's say, very recent games, but he is up against his former side. He is the top scorer. He has come off a bit of rest here, so he should be more energetic than maybe some of the rest of these guys. So I'm trying to give Johnson every bit of positive energy and force behind him before the ball gets kicked, and then I'll probably start slating into him just like you do. But Drew even knows I'm not even Johnson's biggest fan, but I'm trying to manifest some sort of positive vibes for the guy right now because he should theoretically go into this game relatively confident that he has been Spurs' biggest scorer this season. He's off a bit of rest up against his former side. I think there's a good chance we might get a good Johnson performance today, Drew.
yeah, man.
I'm
Like,
drawing it up. I'm imagining it.
no. I get you. I get you. And look, here's the thing, right? I don't think I've been shy in saying that I'm fully aware of Johnson's limitations. Let's all come on, chat. We can all let's gather around. Let's all have a conversation. We've all are fully aware that he has a hard time crossing the ball, which is shocking for a Premier League footballer. I get it, but I am of the mind, and this may be just me. I don't know. Maybe I don't know where it comes from because typically I'm quite an angry person and I do just want to shout. But like, I just don't see the point. This goes back to like losing your mind because we're 17 games into a 38 game season and we're not quite where we want to be in the table. If you want to lose your mind, go for it. I'm all about it. I'll be here afterwards to help you when you finish losing your mind. Like I'm not a cruel person. But can we not just as a collective rather than just shout expletives and rather than just shout big and you C word, get out of our club and Johnson, your shit. Like, rather than just doing that, could we not just manufacture some positive energy and maybe just like not get on these people's backs? Like, I get it. I don't know. People just want something to shout out. Things aren't going great. That's fair enough. But I don't know,
I'm ready
man.
to get on his back 15 minutes in, when we're
Well,
1-0
no, and
down,
I get
but
it. And
not
he's gonna.
not
And do you
before the
know
ball is
what?
kicked. I'm
And do
one
you
of
know what?
those.
We're gonna start. Yeah, we're gonna start this game. He's gonna trap a ball, and something. He's gonna go out of play. He's gonna jog back, and we're all gonna go for fuck Mike Johnson.
That's how it rolls with me. That's
But
how
do
it
you know
rolls
what I
with
mean?
me.
For now, I don't know. I just I feel like there's some way of manufacturing some good luck for this club.
Sure.
And as horrible as this year has been so far, I think it would be beneficial for all of our mental clarity and all of our, I don't know, I just think it would be better for us if we all tried to put on a bit more of a positive attitude. And this is coming from somebody who's an orphan. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't want to, I'm not trying to play that card, but like, I've had some horrible shit go down this year. And yeah, I'm still trying to find a way to be optimistic about Tottenham. So either I'm an absolute freaking lunatic, or I don't know, it's better to be happy than it is to be sad, maybe. I don't know.
I could
And big
easily be
up
both.
Dave, big up Dave in the chat.
Yeah,
There he
Dave's
is.
that Dave, our favorite happy clapper, Leighton favorite happy clapper is in with us. Big up to you, Dave L. Paul Markey, man, love you. Really appreciate you. I'm very much with you when it comes to Johnson, but I am trying to manifest some sort of positive energy for him ahead of this
Right,
game before I end up probably inevitably slating him about 20 minutes in. But big up
right.
to you, Paul. And I will say though that Madison maybe didn't play well enough to deserve to be thrown back into this team. But I will say that Madison, I think, has been playing pretty well in helping us tick in some of these recent games, but didn't show up in the last game. So kind of fair is fair. Ribsy 85, I am ready to scream and cry. Exactly right, Ribsy. It's what we're here for. Rain Man, good to see you. Good to see Scotty Heinem, Vandal Ross. I have to catch up here, only a few minutes away from kickoff. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much. Smash the like button for us, everybody. And also big up to Drew as well, stepping in for the big Davo. Breckon member for 2 months as a Flat Hat member. Big up Jack and Drew. Hopefully you had lovely Xmas's. Mine was all right, Brecken.
Big up,
Hopefully yours
lads.
was okay. Thanks for the support as well. And we're just looking to, 26 Boxing Day. I like Boxing Day. It's a nice little sort of day to, still maybe take your mind off of things or just sort of zone out for a little bit, have a bit of a moment of, you know, stillness or just, maybe reflection, while before you descend into more chaos of work and New Year's and all that sort of stuff. But big up to you, Brecken, and hopefully big up a big win today. That would be lovely. And then Dark Sun G saying 1 week before the January window, plus Yang being available. Come on, you Spurs. Really looking forward to just being able to think about having some reinforcements for this team, Dark Sun G. Whether I think that's going to happen is another question, but it will be nice to start thinking about, the pressure will be on Levy, the pressure will be on Johan Lang and those sort of guys to try to deliver something this window. And from what we've been told by journalists and whatnot, they've more or less said that they are trying to back Ange, that they believe in Ange. And if that's the case, then they have to show up for him this January window. Like I said, just a few minutes away from kickoff here, everybody. So do sync up with us. Iceman's in the house. Q7's in the house. Michael W's in here. Ed Sweeting, good to see you, Ed. True Patch is in. Kaylee Davis, big up to you, Kaylee. Hopefully you had a good Christmas. Lazy 8, we will kick Nuno in the Coolio. Absolutely right, Nick. Mark, good to see you, man. Member of the Mark Army. The Big D is in with us. Really appreciate the Big D. And then we have IrishHotspur. Great name. Big up, guys. I'm feeling 4-1. Good guys today. Come on, you Spurs. I mean, very Spurs to lose to Liverpool in that manner, but then go over here to Forest and just absolutely wallop them. That would be great
Right.
and something that I wouldn't be surprised by with this team. But IrishHotspur, love the name. Do you like a little Cajun on the chicken, or what? Do you like a bit of Cajun spice, Drew? You're close to the Cajun territory, at least closer than I am.
I don't mind it. I do quite like some spicy hot stuff. I'm more into ghost pepper,
Whoa.
and I do like some sriracha as well. The old Cajun spices get a little bit. I don't know. There's a peppery base to them that I'm not a huge fan of.
It's a bit saltier than
Uh,
even spicier
yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
too.
that's right. Kind of a bit vinegary as well. But no, yeah, go get me some ghost pepper or some Carolina Reaper, and it's on.
People throw that on the fries over here as well. Very common to throw some Cajun on the fries, which I think goes really well. But big
The
up to you.
occasion spice, yeah, the
It
occasion
goes well.
rub on. Oh, don't know about that, mate. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know how maybe that would go down in the UK. But Cajun, big up to you, man. 4-1. Absolutely love that, a 4-1.
Yeah,
Leighton's going for a 4-2, so feel free to clap back at Leighton Evelyn, Cajun Hotspur, if your 4-1 ends up being more close. But big up to you. Scooter Reacts, good to see you. Really appreciate your support. Scooter Reacts. Davo saying, let's go. Come on, you Spurs. Need 3 points today. It'd be nice to get 3 points today. I think it's exactly what
yeah,
this
boy.
fan base needs, my man.
Big up, Davo.
And then Inacoma saying, don't forget Spence is playing his old side as well. And Spence and Johnson played down the
Oh, of
right in their
course.
promotion team.
Of course
Oh,
he
a little
is.
throwback for Forest fans. And could we get a little Johnson chemistry from Spence and Johnson here? A little throwback, a little old Forest combination that we could get into the Spurs team today. Maybe that's the answer to this new no team. Big up to Inacoma. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the support. And thank you for everybody that's come in here. Really appreciate you guys. Hopefully you did enjoy your respective Christmases. If you're not even celebrating, hopefully maybe you enjoyed the open roads and the less traffic and maybe got a nice takeaway or something like that. And maybe enjoying some days off of work if you're lucky enough to have some. So big up to you guys. Really appreciate you all. But we have gotten kicked off here. And Drew, if you ever have any problems with my stream or anything like that, if you need me to pause or something like that, feel free to let me know.
Alrighty, all good. I'm on about 23 seconds at the moment.
Yep.
I'm just on the edge of their box.
I'm seeing Kulusevski here, top of the box. Spurs left to score early.
Nah, collected by the keeper.
Rain Man saying, I am so in Drew's camp with the call out for a positive vibe. As much as Brandon's refusal to cross does get me at times, we can't cut off our noses.
Right.
I think
And I
Drew,
do
word
just
for
want
word,
to.
feels pretty much similar.
I was trying to be very, very diplomatic. I know some Nomad, so I was being patronising. I apologise, Nomad. I really did not mean to come across that way. I mean, you're angry. You do you, mate. That's perfectly fair enough. I was just putting out shit in the ether. That's all. And then Q7, Drew, you're asking people to be positive with not much reason to do. Do you, brother? Let us call it how we
Moment
see it,
Forest on
and
the
that's
break
fair.
here.
Fair enough, man. That's fair enough. You call it how you see it. I'm not trying to tell people how to enjoy their football club. I was merely suggesting that happiness is better than sadness. That's all. So yeah, big up. Hope you have a lovely Christmas. All right, we need to get our foot on the ball, Jack. We need to start sort of controlling it a little bit.
We had two little moments there. Kulusevski just kind of broke down both times with him. He had it at the top of the box both times. It just kind of broke down with him there.
Yeah, that's really
Gibbs
weak
White,
from
good little
Sonny.
movement there.
Really weak.
Into Hudson-Odoi, top of the penalty area. Good tackle by Sarr. But yeah, man, I thought like Kulusevski, not saying they were good chances or anything, but he had good little moments there to make something happen. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him. Brennan Johnson tracking back against former teammate Nico Williams. Murillo, the center back, so deep in our half. He's a bit like a Romero, that guy, Murillo.
Yeah, I really like him. He's one of those ones you look at and there's the obligatory, oh, he'd look good in a Spurs top.
I mean, he's playing,
great. He's
outside the boot.
pace.
He's playing outside the boot, little flicks and stuff like that. Just like
Right.
just like Romero.
Oh,
Ooh,
what is
poor
this?
pass, I think, from Jed Spence. Left Bentancur short there.
Oh, Bentancur's got a new Barnet. I actually preferred the old Barnet, but you do you, son. You do you.
He likes the.
Yeah, that was.
Looks like he left him a little short here, and Gibbs White, very aggressive player, gets in front
Well,
of him.
Gibbs White did good going across the front of him as well. He was always going to give up the foul. You go across him like that.
He's not really had a great season, Gibbs White, but I do think he's a really good player. I've kind of changed my mind about him.
Yeah, I like it. My only problem with him is because he's from that lot down the road originally, or up the road.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Elanga.
Oh, I'm a
into Forster. Nothing too crazy.
There we go.
Destiny Udogi down the left side here. Down the line to Kulusevski. Bit of space for Kulu. It's got Sonny, I think, down the middle. Someone was there. Yep, Sonny's come across to help him out. Can he find Kulu? Centers it to Bentancur. Bentancur,
nice,
little nervous touch. Into Jet Spence here. Moves it out wide to Johnson. Can we get the Spence-Johnson chemistry? Bentancur. Spurs getting their foot on the ball just like Drew wanted here. Hopefully they can.
There's one thing that really frustrates me, or frustrates everyone about Johnson. He's got the pace. I don't know why he doesn't take on his man and go outside.
He seems to try to. It's almost like he tries to lull his defender to sleep, maybe with sideways passes, and then he'll burn them later. But Spurs turn it over when they tried to play it down that right side.
Oh yeah, Jack, you want to start the old game clock there? Big up, Lee.
Oh geez, what a howler! Thank you, everybody.
What an absolute howler.
Oh my lord!
He's put it right over the bar.
Absolute howler. Sorry about that, everybody. We're about
Oh, Sonny.
Good shot by
Oh,
Sonny straight into the keeper's arms. Sorry about that, everybody. Jeez, I knew I was forgetting something. Also, we do have some chats that I have to get to. Everybody, apologies. Probably not like I said, not even hungover from Christmas. Wish I had that excuse, but I'll pretend that it is. Too slow, a little slow on the move here. Spurs are even more awake than I am. Dark Sun G saying in January we need 1 goalkeeper, 2 left back, 3 a center mid, and 4 any type of forward. I think we need a forward, a left back. I understand your need and want for a goalkeeper, Dark Sun G. It's just like I just don't know if like Spurs really are going to do it, man. It's just one of those where I think they are going to lean on Forster for as long as they can. And then maybe if they need to, they'll try to throw in a Gunter or something like that, and then Macario will be back. And then it's something they'll try to address in January. I just don't see Daniel Levy being, that sort of guy to panic buy like that. But we do need a left-sided defender, and we do
Jack,
need another forward, in my opinion.
your clock's counting down very ominously from
Oh my
4
gosh.
minutes and 20 seconds.
I don't know why I'm messing things up today. Sorry, everybody.
So good, so good.
Thank you, Drew. Doing great,
You're
by the
welcome,
way,
mate.
helping me out
You're
with
welcome.
that, actually catching me out.
Oh, look, we're fiddling
This
around the
time it
back.
will
I
work.
don't
I
like
promise
it.
everybody. Sync up on 6 if you would like to.
Righty.
Dogie down the line to Sar here.
Honestly, some of our passing, Jack, leaves a lot to be desired. We used to be such a better
Just like
passing
there.
team than
Sorry,
we
man. You
are.
have 20 years on
Yeah.
the ball, man. Why is he giving it away there? That was really poor from Sar. In a coma earlier saying, had that. Sorry, everybody. Just catching up. V Scarred saying, come on, you Spurs. Thursday, Spurs Day. Let's go. Any day's a good Spurs Day, V Scarred. But I'm actually looking forward to next week's schedule of a little Wednesday game. We haven't played on Wednesday in a while. Looking forward to it. But Thursday definitely has been our day this year. Sorry about that, everybody, with the clock. Sorry about that.
Oh, good.
I just wasn't paying attention. I was looking at the game.
What time have you got on your game, Jack?
I'm on 6:40. If you can pull
me
up that
too.
link
That's
if you want.
perfect. Yeah, no, I'm on 6:40 as well. I'm using that link, so it's perfect.
Perfect.
I just wanted to
Perfect.
make sure.
Thank you, Drew.
And yeah, Sonny getting some heat in the chat, and I can understand it, man. He's just been
Yeah, that looked like a
off.
decent chance.
I feel for the guy. He wears it on his face. Oh, get up! Apparently, you just have to fall over in this game, and you'll get a free kick. Oh, and we got Johnson down.
Johnson. Someone left in something on him. Yeah, that's not a great challenge. Did he get contact with the ball though? No, definitely not.
No, he did not.
That's not a great challenge at all.
It's
Hopefully, he
not
got
a
a yellow
great
card.
challenge. It's not great. That's the last thing we need, regardless of what people may think of Johnson. Two-legged Johnson is still better than one-legged Johnson, everybody.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a sore one. Forster. Forest not putting any pressure on the ball here, but they will probably look to spring any traps at certain points. Solanke dropping deep. Well done, Solanke. Get forward, lad. There you go. Well done, Solanke. Good hold up play. Sonny.
Oh,
Breaking
unlucky.
down with Sonny again into Solanke. Really
That's unlucky.
play. So unlucky. You can't get a bounce there, but good play from Solanke, actually. Sonny broke down through him, though. Out wide to Hudson-Odoi. Johnson does well to track back.
The thing I don't get, Jack, is that with Solanke, there's still like what I still don't like the fact that he's dropping so deep to get the ball. That was one of the things we used to get frustrated with Harry Kane. He used to have to drop so deep to get everybody else into play. And then, now he's running himself ragged trying to get back into a position again.
I think you need to do that plenty of times as a striker, but Maybe
But to
sometimes
come
he
back, like, as far as the halfway line, it seems a lot like when we're
can be on
dealing
the
with the
wingers to
situation.
yeah.
Yeah, when we're dealing with the situation we're dealing with, I think he needs to conserve himself a little bit more. Oof.
Referee, thank you, sir.
There's another one, ref. Can we get a card, please?
Ryan
Thank
Yates gets a
you.
card nice and early. Maybe things are on our side here.
Hey.
You don't usually see that. Ryan Yates in front of the home crowd getting an early yellow. Yeah, that's
Well, I
not a
think
good
that's
challenge
all.
at all.
That wasn't a good. I think that's also as well probably because of the Johnson one earlier. I think he's just had enough of this lot.
It's true. It's actually two kind of bumbly, whatever you call it,
It's
lazy
like two
challenges.
half yellows. Yeah.
Two lazy challenges, just trying to go through the guy kind of in a row there. You got to get some sort of order. Nice to see that from the ref, considering I know this is the referee that, rolled his eyes when we got that winner against Man City. So he's probably had a change of heart.
Yeah. Big up SHT, but if we had wingers who could beat a man, he wouldn't have to drop so deep.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
you've
think
got a valid point there.
I think that's
Can't
what you were
really
kind of getting onto eventually, Drew. I
can't
think
really
that's what you were
argue with
alluding
that.
to. Sarr, not a great pass from Archie Gray, but not a good touch from Sarr. Hudson-Odoi's in behind here. We need Jet Spence recovery pace here. He's on the left, one-on-one with Jedi. Cuts inside.
Ooh.
Shot over the bar. No deflection. Didn't look like there was any deflection at all there. That's his move. That's his trademark, Hudson-Odoi. Good recovery pace from Jet Spence there, though.
A question for the chat. 2.5 years ago, there were murmurings that people wanted Bayern Munich-bound Hudson-Odoi. Does anybody want Nottingham Forest Hudson-Odoi?
He's terrific.
I don't mind him. I think he's all right.
I think he's better than any of our wingers at this moment in
Right.
time.
I think he's taken on more players I think he's taken on his man more times in this game than I think we have all season.
But with the Hudson-Odoi, though, if you didn't want Gibbs White, he's former Chelsea.
Yeah, I hate Chelsea. You're right.
Down the
You're
line
right.
for Jedi. Good bit of
Go on.
space here. What's
Where's
he
that
doing,
going?
man?
No.
What's he doing? Got to pick your head up. There's no one there. There should be someone there, but there's no one there.
Well, you know where Solanke was? He was outside the box trying to make up the sperm, trying to make
Yeah,
up
with the
all the
hold-up play
ground
from
from when he was
earlier.
dropping back. Yeah, right.
Throwing for Jet Spence. But Jet Spence, that was kind of frustrating there. You didn't have anybody, but then you also have to recognize that. You have to then try something else. Just a blind ball into the box that probably should have been picked up by the keeper, really.
Yeah.
Tries to throw into Solanke. Breaks down. Good work from Dragishin. Foul given away by Kulu.
I can see Kulu with the armband one of these days.
Yeah, Ian, I think pretty much agreeing with Drew there. Oleina. He's a good player. Into Alanga. Into Chris Wood. Bit of space for Forest here.
Go.
Chris
No,
Wood
no, no,
cuts
no, no,
inside.
no.
It was
No.
almost selfish of him there, actually. He probably should have played Hudson-Odoi. Top of the box. Anderson. Good block from Dragishin. Little time can Spurs counter here. Kulu.
Go on, Kulu. No. Oh, picked up though.
Damn, they're just recovering so well there, Forest. They give
And
away another foul, though, somehow.
There we go. Another foul.
Actually, probably got lucky there that they gave away a foul. They didn't really need to.
I tell you what's slightly concerning, Jack, is that Jed Spence and Dragusin just had exactly the same issue that Romero and Porro do, in that they were both too central just then. And if they'd have picked a pass out to Hudson-Odoi,
Yeah.
he was
He was
in
in.
acres of space.
I don't think that was the right decision by Chris Wood. I think he made the wrong decision there.
I just think that's got to be a coaching thing. Like if you've got two players that aren't, you've now got two different players with the same issue, that they're all getting too narrow and leaving too much space in those sides of the box. It's concerning.
Narrow. Yeah. Kulu. Centers it into Sarr. It's a good pass from Kulu. Johnson.
Big up Tyler saying Sarr having a bit of a shocker. He's not. Yeah, he's not really getting into the game, and some of his passing's been a little bit wayward. I can I can concur, agree with that. This is
Bentancur.
nice. This is nice. Keeping them in their own half. That would like just, you know, make the pitch half as big as it needs to be and conserve some energy. We used to be really good at popping the ball around in the opponent's half, and we seem to have gone away from it.
I'd say as much as that was a really good chance for Forest there, I would say it's been even because Sonny had a decent opportunity there, didn't do well enough with it. Kulu's had maybe some little moments in and around the box. And then apart from that, like it's just been all that really. It's just been kind of even so far, I'd say, in the first 15 minutes. And I don't think even anyone's really played that poorly.
No, we've
Good
been all
move
right.
from
Oh, go on,
Solanke
go
here.
on.
He seems inspired, actually, Solanke, for this
He
game.
does. And there he goes. He's won it. Oh, no, he hasn't. Not quite.
Well done,
Hey, doggy.
Destiny. Good touch from Destiny. Ref, thank you,
Yeah, there we
sir.
go.
Love the referee. He's calling everything on Forest this game. Morgan Gibbs White is having a lecture with the referee here. Give him a
And
caution,
he's saying,
ref.
but he's saying that was the shoulder. He didn't he didn't lift his entire body off the ground and throw himself into
His
a doggy.
thigh
That was
went
just
through his chest.
yeah, that was just shoulder to shoulder. Everybody,
His whole hip
come
hit
on,
Destiny
man.
in the chest.
Right, Morgan Gibbs wanker, get out of it. All right,
Yeah, I'd
let's
say
get one in.
I'd agree that it's been a stale game, but so far I wouldn't say there's really been
It's
too much
nothing.
between the
What
sides.
is that? What is that?
Not been a whole lot to really praise or criticize for both teams.
No, we're doing all right. I mean, to be honest with you, away from home the day after Christmas, to a difficult side that are
I'm happy with
punching
the
well
start
above
for the
their
most
weight.
part.
Yeah, like the first 15 minutes,
Well done, Solanke. He's been
oh,
sharp, actually. Or sorry, that was Johnson. Lovely flick from Johnson.
was a lovely flick. There we go,
Damn, if only we
boys.
did better
He
with that, actually.
can. All right,
We could
9
have done
goals
better
and a
with that, I
flick,
thought. It was a
boys.
lovely flick. You're
9
nearly in
goals
behind
and
there.
a flick.
Jed,
Oh,
get
come on,
onto that,
Jed. You
lad.
should have had that, buddy.
Well done, Jed. Good feet here.
He's
Well
done
done,
well there.
Bentancur.
Done really
Archie, can he pick out a pass? Into Sar. Can he get his head up? Get it back to Sar. Get your head up, lad. Dragashin. Jedi. Come on, someone's got to get turned here. Too much. Here we go. Johnson. Well done, Johnson. Kulu.
well.
Poor from
Oh,
Kulu.
Kulu. Poor from Kulu. And this guy's fast, Alanga.
Yeah, they just have those
Oh,
outlets.
very well done. Oh,
Destiny, very well
just
done.
robbed him. Robbed.
Alanga with his lunch money stolen by Destiny Udogi. Kulu. Into Sunny here. Solanke.
No. Ooh. Oh, well done, Solanke.
Well done,
Well done
Solanke.
for
Good hold
keeping
that play.
that.
Got to work for him, Bentancur, man. Got to move for him. He was sleeping there, Bentancur.
This is what I was worried about with Bentancur just being off it just a little
Rustiness.
bit. Just a bit. I mean, in this, when you're dealing with, I guess, I want to say when you're dealing with these sorts of professionals, that 1% difference, but I don't know if you can.
No.
Can you say that about Tottenham? Really? You can, can't you? Yeah.
Sells, clears it.
Well done,
you can
Archie.
say anything trying to explain Tottenham. It's already a hard enough job trying to explain Spurs. You can come up with any reason. Jet Spence. We need to go quicker, says Tyler. I agree. There have been times when just earlier, our last little spell of possession there, I just thought Sar, Bentancur, Jet Spence, all kind of just weren't really getting turned when they easily could have.
Mm-hmm.
They had a lot of time on the ball, and they decided to just play it first time backwards to the guy they got it from, which is, works every now and again, you're fine with. But when you have three guys doing that, that's not really what you need to be seeing. You want to see someone try to take some onus.
I'll tell you what's giving me optimism is the fact that we've got both wing backs pushed up. We're essentially playing like a 2-3-2, whatever it is. And they're not really doing much to push our centre backs. Like,
yeah, Destiny
there's not
Udogi's
much.
not even in the picture at times. You're right. He's
Right.
very pushed up.
And yeah, the fact that you've got two centre backs and they're not turning around and saying, "All right, well, let's press these guys." That's given me kind of hope that I don't know. Well, I don't think we're going to be too stretched at the back currently, given what I've seen so far.
If he hasn't been given a yellow there, that's a good foul by Johnson. But if he was, then maybe it wasn't necessary. Because the referee's been throwing out the cards today. But only for Forest. Yeah, he could have given a yellow there. Wasn't really.
Yeah, Johnson seems to think he got the ball. I don't think anybody else does, but
Yeah,
all
it's just
good.
like, if he's going to give a yellow for Forest, for what you could argue were maybe similar challenges, I'm surprised that he's not giving us one there.
All right.
Callum Hudson-Odoi cutting inside here, clips the ball to Chris Wood.
Ooh.
Dangerous. Could have been offside, but that was dangerous. Hudson-Odoi, whenever he cuts inside like that, he's going to have a crack or he's going to be able to put in something like that. Now he's off. Chris Wood is so large, it's actually a lot easier to tell when he's offside.
Right.
Sorry. Solanke. He's dropping deep a lot, Solanke, but I think he has done well. Out wide to Johnson. It's a great pass to Johnson.
Go on, Johnson. Take your
One-on-one.
man
Take
on.
him on,
Oh
man.
my God. Oh,
To Sonny! Ah!
Unlucky. Unlucky. Just would not fall.
Good work from Johnson and Solanke.
It was not bad at all. What's that? It's not volleyball, mate.
Oh, they're putting pressure on Forrester. Please, Forrester, please, man, don't take your time.
There we go.
Oh, well done by
hello.
Johnson again here.
Oh, very
Kulu.
well done.
Johnson, Solanke, both great halves from them so far. Kulu, get rid of it, man. Johnson, great ball. Out wide to Jet
Nice.
Spence. Have
Back
a hit,
to Johnson.
lad.
Oh, no. And all the way back.
His body positioning was a little differently. You could have thought maybe about the hit. But Jet Spence. Sonny. I think so far in the forward line, Solanke and Johnson have been the brighter of the three. Sonny
They've not
maybe
been
needs to get more on their level this game.
They've not been
And then
too
Kulu,
bad.
to me as well, probably needs to try to get into the game a bit more. But I'd say Johnson and Solanke maybe been the bright spots in possession.
big up Skunkworks. Johnson plays the ball back to preserve us having possession, and yet he's a wanker. That's so good. Big up Skunkworks. I get what you mean. He could have gone forward with that.
I think Johnson's been actually quite good this half.
He's not been too bad. He's not been too bad. I still feel like his tank's not there. Like Sean Butler's brought it up a few times. I think Dave might have. He's not.
Oh, lovely into
for
Kulu.
a Premier League footballer. He doesn't quite have the stamina you'd hope he would have.
Lovely ball into Kulu, into Solanke here. Solanke onto Sonny. Oh, what a gorgeous. Great ball from Sonny into Kulu. Kulu did really well there. Then he kind of got in sort of in Solanke's way. And
Yeah.
Solanke did well to get it onto Sonny, and then it just, for some reason, Sonny just wasn't
We've
able
had some
to keep out
chances.
of it.
We've had chances, but it's been
moment.
half. Yeah, there's not really been anything that the ball's actually fallen, and you've been able to get like a clean hit on the goal.
Pape. Solanke.
Very nice.
Lovely Kulu.
Oh.
Someone take a shot.
Right,
Bentancur out wide to Johnson here. Can you whip it in? Johnson.
Oh, we were simmering, Jack, just then. We were simmering.
It was two little good spells there from Spurs. I just feel like maybe a couple of times they actually could have thought about the shot sooner. But like I said, I wouldn't really say a lot of players. I wouldn't say anyone's really played poorly thus far. Maybe some guys have played better than others, but I'm actually all right with the start. Yes, it'd be nice to be a goal up, but I'm actually all right with the start. I don't think we've in any way been outplayed or outclassed or figured out yet. Of course, plenty of football to be played, plenty of things to change. Poor games so far from both teams. I mean, that's another way to look at it, I guess, but I don't think Spurs, considering our circumstances, I don't even think we're playing that poorly. We could play better, but it's not like we're playing poorly, in my opinion. Dragishin. Johnson. Great ball into Kulu.
Go on.
Kulu.
Oh, unlucky.
That's what I mean. I just think certain things have broken down with Kulu here. Well done, Johnson. Jedi. No pressure on you, lad. See, that's when I'm a little frustrated when we go backwards. I mean, no one's even putting any pressure on him. There's no reason to go backwards. Sonny. Archie. Got time, March. And Nassar. Take your space, lad. Solanke dropping deep. Good outside the boot to Sonny. Great ball from
That's nice.
Sonny.
That's nice.
Destiny.
Do something with
On
that. Go
Johnson.
wide.
Damn it, lad. Come on, get into Spence. There you go. Solanke. Ah! Bentancur. Lovely ball. Johnson. Ah! Nearly. Damn. Such good chances for Spurs.
That was, yeah, that
Good
was
switch of
definitely
play
a couple
from
of really
Gibbs
good
White,
chances.
Can Spence recover? Into Chris Wood. He thinks he's R9.
Spence has recovered. He did really well there. And now Saar.
Top of the box.
Oof.
Dangerous. Took a deflection, it looked like. Maybe it didn't. Two very good moments for both teams there, but I will say Spurs, maybe the last 5 minutes there probably were stringing together the better moments. Yeah, that's nothing on that there.
Right.
Good play from Spurs there.
Oh, JJJ in the chat, just not sitting up for us. That's right, man. That's right. Just not quite falling.
Good morning to you, Shawnee. On the
Big up,
West Coast
Sean.
time. I think this is Johnson here. He does well. Finds Kulusevski. Kulu. Need a bit of quality from Kulu.
Yeah, he's going to have to go across.
Sar. Destiny. Sonny dropping deep. That would have been a goal as well with Destiny had he been able to complete that pass to Johnson. He took that deflection earlier when we had that breakaway.
Yeah.
He had, I forget who it was. Might have been Sonny in behind or someone else. Maybe it was Solanke, but he had 2 runs. He couldn't really find either of them.
What is that? Oh, no, not quite.
It's a pass to Bentancur. Bentancur didn't know what to do with it. Sort of just hit it aimlessly out of bounds. It's a good shot by Johnson. Sells one of the better keepers this season. Probably needs to have a better shot in that, though, if he is going to try to beat Sells, who has been one of the better keepers this season. Spence. Not a great ball to Kulu, but Kulu gets there. Or sorry, Johnson.
Although to be fair, I mean, they're definitely Nottingham Forest in the top 4, and compared to the other teams with the goal difference, I mean, their goal difference is only 4, so they're just punching so.
Just a moment
I
here.
know what's
This
on the
is where
board
they
is
hurt
what's on the
teams. This is
board,
where they
yeah.
hurt teams. It's in behind for Alonga. Fuck.
Oh, well, there you go.
Just as you say it,
so
man,
that's
what
goal
they do,
difference of
that's what they
5
do.
now, everybody.
They punish teams. They punish you, and they hit you against the run of play. Forest, they hit you against the run of play. And it's a well-taken counterattack goal. It's kind of their bread and butter this season. Just when Spurs were stringing together some opportunities as well. 1-0 Forest. Starts with Sar here. Into Spence. Turns over, and then they just get us quickly. Johnson gets beat there, but then the whole midfield is open once Johnson gets beat.
He's offside.
Should be offside, maybe Alanga.
He's
We might get some
offside.
saving grace here.
I think Archie Gray played him off. No?
What was concerning about that, though, is Sar kind of leaves the whole midfield open. I'm not even sure where Bentancur is. But then also when Johnson gets beat there, like the whole midfielder it's just acres of space. But he should be offsides there by the looks of things.
I mean, I thought so, but maybe not. The angle looks like you might. Are they looking at it? Bollocks. I think he's just confirmed it was onside.
I don't know. Maybe he's looking over it.
Kill switch Ange Gates. Brilliant. It says he's on. Archie keeping him on. Skunkworks says.
It's on.
Bollocks.
Dang, that was that one image there. We only were given one image, and he looked well off, but it wasn't really.
No, look,
Oh, it is
it's
Archie Gray.
half a bloody foot. Come on, Archie. Yeah, you got to remember. Who was it? Someone just said Skunkworks. Yeah, remember he's not a centre back. He's not. Bollocks. We just got to keep the pressure on that we had on. They've had nothing going forward, man.
That's just the devastating nature of this Forest team, though. It's what they've been doing to every team this year. Just when you think you might be the first one to score, just when you think maybe they're not really up for it, they just kind of punish you like that.
Right.
No reason to lose our heads, but this is the thing with Spurs is that oftentimes when they have gone a goal down, they do kind of take their foot. We weirdly take our foot off the gas when we did have the ascendancy for the most part before that. Gray into Solanke. He's done really well dropping into this space, Solanke, I think. Johnson.
Yeah,
Johnson, take on a shot, lad.
Do something.
Because I know you don't like Solanke dropping deep, but it's the only way I think we've gotten chances created so far.
Yeah, I'm just concerned that he's just going to gas himself. That's the problem, Jack. Do you know what I mean? When you're constantly running 40, 50 yards to try and get into some space for somebody else when you've laid it off.
Spence here. We should not be taking shots like that, man, especially with your left foot. Destiny.
Son needs to step up. He's been absolutely... He's been awful this half.
I think him and Kulu, man. We need him and Kulu. I think they've had actually the opportunities this game. Forest building an attack here. Down our left into Jet Spence. Bentancur. Not really. Bentancur's had a poor game. He's not even gotten into it at all.
No.
We also, I felt like Drew and I don't know about you, Drew. I didn't think we got that many replays of the goal, which was kind of annoying. But I didn't see Bentancur at all, like in that midfield when we lost the ball. He was just nowhere to be found. But again, we only got like one replay. It was kind of strange.
I mean, problem, Jack, is that we're already, just because of the situation with the squad and because we're already down to bare bones. I mean, we're 32 minutes in and everyone already looks a bit leggy. I could just...
Solanke. Kulu. Come on, lads. What a tackle by Murillo.
That was a good tackle.
Poor decision by Solanke there. He didn't need to give it to Kulu. They were right next to each other. He didn't need to give it to him. What a challenge. It was a good chance for Spurs, too, to hit them on a break. Exactly what they'd done to us. Murillo gives away a foul, sir. Hopefully Ange got what he wanted for Christmas. Maybe he wants like a fitness watch or a Peloton. And a Dragashin. Never know. Maybe he wanted, a nice Greek plate to smash or something. Take out his frustration. That'd be nice, actually. Frustration of a Spurs manager. Have some of those Greek plates that you can just smash.
All right.
Dragashin. Building out. Good run from Dragon. He's doing his best Mickey impression.
Go on, the Dragon.
Johnson.
Really Really love one before half time, Jack. See if we can get back on
I think it's going to
even
come through
terms.
Johnson, or I think it's going to come through Johnson or Solanke. I think they have been the ones who've started moves for us. This is Dragon here. Someone move for him. Well done, Johnson. Spence. Well done by Spence. Ah, heavy
Oh,
touch.
unlucky. Unlucky.
Dragon. Oh,
Oh,
wait. Touch of a
that was
donkey
lucky. I
from
think they
Chris Wood off the back
might.
of his heel.
It's just not really much movement in front of the back line. Everyone's kind of static. There's not a whole lot going on, Jack. Although we got to run through here.
Destiny. It's just, I mean, this is a very stubborn Forest defense. They are hard to break down. I'm not expecting us to string together move after move
Right,
after move. So that's why it can be frustrating when we don't really take some of these moments. Because we
right.
did have a few little string together passes and some moves that if we just were a bit more clinical, a bit more quality in those moments. That's
Yeah.
what it comes down
So
to. It's just we're not a team that, in my opinion, really is ever that clinical when it comes to the moments that we do end up creating. And when you come up
no.
against really good teams, really good defenses like this, you leave yourself in the balance there because you're not going to be able to string together move after move. Poor giveaway from
Oh,
Spurs
come
here. And
on.
Dragishin just taking out players. Should be a yellow card.
Get rid of it.
Bentancur, good
There you
clearance.
go.
Come on, lads.
That's,
Probably a yellow card for Dragishin there if the referee goes back.
come on, Kulu.
Sar, gonna get a switch of play on. Bentancur. Bentancur asking for someone to come short. Sar.
It's just turgid, man.
Sar.
Oh, and he's just been muscled off the ball now.
Did well, actually. Nowhere to go. Did well, Sar. Nowhere to go.
He did do well. That dude's like two stars. What is that? That square ball, even you can't even square it.
Well done
Well
from
done,
Spurs, though.
Bentancur.
Winning that back. Come on, lads. 8 minutes here. I haven't heard Decky's name much. Says let's know. No, that's the thing. I think it's Sonny and Kulusevski, two of our better players, need to step up this half and in this game. I just think they've gone a bit missing.
Yeah.
Sonny,
I mean, the one
here he
oh,
is.
go on, Sonny.
Come on,
Go on,
son.
Sonny. Oh, unlucky. It
Just
was a
like
good
moments like
tackle.
that. That's where I think with Kulu and Sonny, they've had little openings like that, and then it's
I'd say,
just not worked
yeah.
out
The
for them.
one thing I'll say with Bentancur, the last couple of minutes has kind of stepped up. He's asking for it. He's made a couple of interceptions. He's trying to do something.
Yeah, he had probably a poor start to the half, so that is it's hopeful. It's hopeful. I hope he can, because I do think we've been missing his better version today.
I was supposed to. We missed Bentancur's better version for
For a long time now, but
yeah,
sadly we
probably
haven't gotten it this
combined
game.
about us. Yeah,
Kulu does
combined probably a
well.
season.
Well done, Kulu. Into
Well done,
Johnson!
Kulu. Go on!
Ah!
Oh, please
Good a
tell me you made
save.
him
I
make a
think it was a
save.
save from Sells. What a save.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Again, like, it's a good shot, but you wonder if you need to do a bit better there to beat Sells.
Well,
Because it's kind of with the inside of his foot. If you put your laces on it, you wonder if you, like I said, though, he gets it on target and he does make the keeper work, just like the first one. That's really what you want to do, is just make the keeper work. But he's a good keeper, Sells, in really good form. Kind of just wonder if he's going to save the majority of those type of efforts.
all right.
Good
Let's get
chance for
another.
Spurs here. Good movement, though. It was another good move by us. Parries it away. Spence. Left foot across. Good one. Solanke knocks it down. No one there.
Oh, unlucky. Unlucky.
Kulu. Sonny. Find Solanke. Get turn, lad. Ah, it's the right move. You just got to go for the curler there.
Oh, corner, another corner. There we go.
Gonna take some creativity to score. That's my thing, Michael, is that, they get that goal, they're gonna drop back, they're gonna make it even harder to break them down. It's gonna require some patience from us as fans watching this game, but also this team. But it is about just continuing to string together moves.
Come on. Just can't let the heads go down. I
I
mean,
think
we
they've
would
done
get,
okay. I think they're trying to
yeah,
still string together moves. It's just that's the problem with going a goal down is that you're just not gonna it's not gonna be easy to do move after move. It's not gonna be easy to create chance after chance. And so we have to
no,
take some of these. Johnson's had probably the 2 best efforts on goal. I'd say Sonny and Kulusevski, in my opinion, haven't done well enough to get a shot on target like Johnson has this game, but we need one of them put it away here for us. But I will say I do think it's maybe more the midfield for me that I think we need to get a bit more influence in. Kulusevski for me, just not as influential in possession. Bentoncourt
he's not.
needs to get into the game more. Sarr needs to get into the game more. Kind of just the midfield I know can play better than this.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry.
I'm sure he's got to change it around at half time. I would think. I don't think he's got much choice. I could see Madison coming on for the second half at least.
If Forest are going to give us this much time and space, you do probably need to get someone like Madison into the game for that reason. You
Right?
don't want Madison if he is if he's playing well, Madison should be able to take advantage of space like this because then
Yeah.
also people will be looking to make runs for him. Sonny,
Oh, he's just so off it, man.
Oleina is all over him.
So off it. I'd be half tempted to stick Kulu out on the left for Madders and take Sonny off.
Solanke
It's
dropping
just
deep. Well done, lad. Dogie, throwing for him. Kulu. That's what the thing, Kulu, man. That touch for
unlucky.
him today. Spence. I think this is Johnson. Down the line for Spence. Whips it in. Sells looked
Oh,
panicked there. He looked very panicked. Sells.
oh, that ball, Sonny should have been in the back post.
Just wish we had more
Oh,
creativity on the wings. Solanke needs service. We don't have guys that are really willing to get a bit of space and then run out their man. Sonny, in my opinion, has barely done anything this game. And then
right.
you also have
Well,
and then also I do feel like guys like Kulusevski who do know how to run at players hasn't really been able to do that. Johnson, I think has done more than I would have expected actually this game because I do usually have low expectations for him and I think he's exceeded them. So I can't really
mm,
blame Johnson this game. I will
oh,
say
what is
maybe he could have
that?
done better with some of those efforts, but he at least made him
What
work.
is
Poor
what
giveaway from
is
Spurs. Chris Wood. Poor again from Chris Wood. Seems to hate Hudson Odoi. He hates playing Hudson Odoi. Kulu, come on, lads. Let's take advantage now. We've got a lot of space here.
Let's do something before half
Kulu,
time.
man.
Oh, come on.
That's what I'm saying. Kulu
That
today. We
just about
need Kulu to
sums it
step
up.
up.
It just about sums it up today.
Kulu just needs to be our maverick, and he
Uh,
just hasn't been. That's why we need Madison in this game, in my opinion. We need Madison to come in because Kulu just hasn't been that number 10 for us. Here he is, though,
that was a
now.
good ball. That's a good ball. Oh,
Looks like
ref?
foul
We
for
got a...
Solanke. Yes.
Oh, no.
Who's it given to?
Johnson. Fouled his own man. Got carded.
He's had enough of us. It looks like it was Elliot Anderson,
Oh,
maybe?
that looks like a bad
Milankovic?
ankle, man. That
Milankovic,
looks...
Elliot Anderson? Yeah, Anderson there. Surprised you. I thought he had a yellow from earlier.
No, it was Yates, wasn't it?
Yates, but then I thought he maybe had an early challenge in the game. That
I
was a bit of
think
a naughty one.
Yates. I think Yates definitely got the yellow because he didn't yellow him previous. He
Mhm.
was the one that had the first go at Johnson, I think. Just 1 minute of extra time, blimey. No, big up Tyler. No, it was what's his face, the other guy. But this guy did pull one on Johnson prior, so
That's
he
what I
should
was
be in the
thinking.
book.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe I assumed he would have been in the book for something he did to Johnson earlier. Looks like Sonny's taking it, or Kulu.
That'd be Kulu. But we never score from free kicks. So, I mean, well, apart from Matters that one time way back when.
Sonny! Oh! Looked like it hit the stanchion or the side netting, but it looked close.
It was close. It was close.
Hit the side netting, back of the side netting. Curled too late. Got it up and over, just curled too late.
That's got to be it, surely. End of the first half, once he
Yeah,
gets this up
I
in
think
the
it will
air.
be. Give it a moment here just to make it official.
And there we go.
And then it is halftime. Thank you, everybody, for watching along with us. Just quickly, I'm just going to talk about NordVPN very briefly.
Oh.
Really appreciate the support that everyone has shown that. Anybody who needs a VPN, head on over, get yourself a 2-year plan, get 4 extra months free. Use the code FLATCAP, please. And you've been helping out the channel a ton. You'd be helping out Dave and I a ton. But then also just makes your Spurs life a lot easier. Save a bit of money. I know a lot of people, credit cards are maxed out right now. People are stressed about what's left in the bank account after spending money on presents and whatever it might be. So if you need to save a little bit of money, get yourself a VPN, move yourself to a different country, get a cheaper streaming service, maybe also guarantee that you're able to watch more Spurs games. You can also, as well, with the VPN, make your life a bit more secure. Bank details, passwords, all that stuff that can be got at if you are on a public Wi-Fi or end up being in an area that people can sort of, browse your data. So make sure that you're on a VPN, makes yourself a bit more secure. And also, as well, you can share it up to 10 devices. So just get one account, share amongst the whole family. But yeah, use the code FLATCAP, get yourself a 2-year plan, get 4 extra months free, 30-day money back guarantee as well. And thank you to NordVPN. But Drew, I mean, kind of a bit of a boring game. I don't think Spurs have played horribly, but I also feel like, Spurs, again, similar problems of just not really, I think, taking advantage of certain little moments here and there that maybe we've created. We got punished in a very Nottingham Forest way, bad giveaway by Jet Spence and I believe Pop Matasar. We get beat in the midfield, and then it's a good counterattack from them, and it's a very clinically taken goal. I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
say they've had little breakaways here and there for us, but it's not like they deserve to be 2-0 up, 3-0 up, or anything like that. So it's just a game where maybe frustratingly we find ourselves 1-0 down.
Yeah, exactly, Jack.
Like, I don't know if it's deserved, if you get what I mean. Like, maybe it's not like we deserve to be 1-0 up either, but it's kind of like we, kind of put ourselves in a tough position here. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean the only I mean we've had a few weeks of this, right? And the only difference between now and 3 or 4 weeks ago, really, is the fact that the players have got more miles in their legs. You know, to be honest, kind of amazed that we're not even more disjointed. Like what? I don't know what he's. I don't know what we're supposed to do. Um, the Sonny's not playing well. Kulusevski's having an off game as well, and Kulusevski has been the driving force this season for everything good that we do.
Right. Good point.
But I just, yeah, I mean, we were talking off air earlier on, and I refuse to scream and shout at this team because I don't see anybody out there with a full tank of gas playing completely to 100% of their ability. I just think everything is so disjointed at the moment. We've
Heavy
got
legs,
an
says Wind
eight.
Rider.
Yeah, it was just not even just heavy legs, dude. Like, I mean, before the injuries to the back line, Dragusin hadn't exactly set the world on fire or had a decent run out. So this is the first meaningful amount of minutes back to back to back to back that he's had. He's now playing with Archie Gray, who's not even a centre back. He's an 18-year-old six that we play at right back because up until Jed Spence being fully back fit, we had no other choice. I mean, if people can you can say what you want about the team and how they play on the day, but this is months, if not years, of unpreparedness. We just, I think we're doing as good as we can expect to do in these circumstances, and unfortunately, this season is just going to be a bit of a shit show.
Paul,
You know,
yeah. Paul Connor, I
but
kind of agree with what he says here, Drew. I'm curious what you think. He says,
what's that?
Paul's saying we had a solid half apart from one crazy ball that eventually cost us the goal. We just need to do more in the final third. We were trying to do too much instead of just shooting at times. Come on, you Spurs. Massive second half for us. I'd agree with that. Like, there have been times when you're like, oh, yeah, look at this here. And like, then we end up doing one extra flick or one extra touch too many. That's been the difficulty at times. But then there have been some moments where just need to complete that pass or just need to execute that touch there and then you're in, and you get the goal and we just haven't done that today. So it like I say, it felt a little bit like we got punched in the mouth by Forest, against the run of play
Right.
when they scored that goal because I think we actually looked like the more likely team to score there. And then they ended up getting the goal in a very Forest way. They've done that all season, so it's not an anomaly. It's kind of their thing. But that's what's
I
frustrating is it felt like we got kind of punched in the mouth there.
Yeah, but I mean, up to that point, I mean, it's all like we said, it's all been kind of half chances and the ball not
True.
quite falling. It's not like, I don't know. You see teams that absolutely have a plan, and you see teams that are really all on the same wavelength. And it's how we used to be under Poch. It's wave after wave after wave. Everybody knows exactly what's going on, and we're just not capable. I don't see us being capable of doing that at the moment. So I just don't. Like I said, I think we're just doing the best that we possibly can. And I hate to say it, like I don't want to sit here watching Tottenham losing 1-0 to Nottingham Forest, having been put to the sword by Liverpool a few days ago. But I don't know what else to like. Should my expectation now be to put more on the players when I already know that they've got less than they had the last time they played? Like that math doesn't make sense. I don't know what I'm like, and I'm not sitting here saying I'm not frustrated. I'm frustrated as hell, but I don't know, man. I just You got to take the positives, right? I guess there are a couple of players out there. Bentancur, last 5 or 10 minutes of the half, maybe tried to play himself into the game a little bit more. Jed Spencer's done all right, but I think maybe he's trying to do a little bit too much.
Mhm.
But that being said, like you say, it may be a little bit of a punch in the mouth. It's hardly like we've been put to the sword. But by the same token, we just look a bit void of ideas and a little bit toothless up front.
Yeah.
And there's nothing other than Madison coming on. I mean, what else really is there? Werner doesn't really do anything. You can't put everything on Will Lancashire. So we're in a position where this is about as good as it gets right now. So, we all sit here and just be mad, or I don't know, just hope for a little bit more in the second half. And we have been known to pull out a little bit more in the second half. So maybe, I don't know, let's hope that there's something still left in the legs come 60, 75 minutes, right?
I'm kind of struggling though for what changes, he can make where normally Madison has come on for Johnson. It's kind of never really been the case that Johnson and Madison play at the same time. But for me, I think Johnson's actually been one of the brighter players in this game. I don't know if
Well,
he has
I
had
mean, you'd hope so,
it's not
right?
like I would say he's had a brilliant half, but I do think he's been
Right.
better than Sonny. I do think he's been better than Kulusevski. He's gotten shots on goal. He's gotten into good areas. And then I would say it's not like he's given the ball away too much either. He's had some nice flicks, he's had some nice passes here and there. He's not been that sloppy with it for the most part. I think he's working harder than maybe he would normally do because he's probably got a bit more energy, right, for this game, like I kind
Right,
of alluded to before a ball was kicked. I think you should keep Johnson on the pitch. Kulusevski is has been our best player this season, but has been well off it, I think, this game, like he has been the past couple of games. It's not like
right.
it's as much as he's 5 and 5, I think there have been some games he's gone a bit missing. I do feel like you should keep him on though, because I think Kulu and Madison play really well together. So maybe you look to take off Sonny or something in this game and move Kulu to the right, Johnson to the left, something like that or another. But I'm wondering what sort of changes he can make straight away because I think Madison does need to come into this game. I think the midfield has been just off it. Bentoncourt, like you're saying, maybe starting to warm up, but felt like the midfield just wasn't really creating that much. And if you have a guy like Madison, people will start to make runs. People will start to try things. And if he, is inspired as well, maybe we could get a nice individual bit of quality from him, whether it's a goal or whether it's, a killer pass, decisive bit of quality from him. I think that's what we need is Madison to come into this game. But who for? I'm confused, Drew. I mean, do you think Madison needs to come in, or do you feel a little bit differently about
Mm,
substitutions?
I mean, I would, uh,
Matters
given the
for
fact that
Sar?
they're going to play on, they're obviously going to play on the counter. I mean, they predominantly play on the counter anyway, but even more so, right? We've now got to break them down. So they're not going to come out and play expansive football. They haven't put much pressure on our back line, to be fair, all game. Even prior to the goal, they weren't pressing us like teams can press. So, I mean, I'd think about taking Sonny off because I think he's honestly, unfortunately, just been woeful. I would think about maybe sticking Kulusevski out on the left, put Madders in the hole where Kulusevski's trying to play. Um, I don't, yeah. I mean, as I say, I mean, there's people in the chat saying they're fed up with excuses, excuses. I don't know. Look, I don't know what I mean. We can't magic up new players or fit players out of thin air. I mean, you can call it an excuse, but it's factual. We do not have the players to constantly rotate and keep players fresh. And the problem that we're running into, my opinion, is that I mean, I can't remember when the last time we were all like all the players were kind of on it, or there were like 8 or 9 players on it, and there were just a couple of players maybe off the boil. It seems like, if one person's on it, the 3 players closest to him appear to be off it. Like there just seems to be, I don't know, it's so disjointed. There's no cohesion. I just, yeah, I'm not
I think
sh-
there I think there are plenty of players who I would give the heavy legs excuse to or the tiredness excuse to. And I think it is a very acknowledgeable factor. I mean, we saw, I mean, especially over the media, I mean, Arsenal were given all the sympathy in the world for, missing Odegaard for what, some period of time. That's just one player. We've been missing the whole spine of a team for pretty much a large course of this festive fixture period, this really difficult month. We've had pretty much no spine to our team. And I could expect that a lot of these guys would be tired. But I think with what we have to work with what we have available, I think we have to still try to, hope that this team can, like I say, sort of dig themselves, I guess out of a tired grave or whatever you call it. These guys are
yeah,
pushed to their limits, but they are well compensated. They are well taken care of. You would like to see them in some cases, put in as much effort as they can. I think they are. I think they are still working hard from what I can tell. Maybe they're just a little bit off of it. Yeah, like I say, I just don't know if we have that quality sometimes in the final third. I think I saw someone say this, that they seem to get in each other's way sometimes in the 18-yard box. I would agree with that. I just don't
yeah,
know if we have that decisive quality today. Like I said, though, I don't even think we're playing that brilliantly or that poorly. It's just the manner in which we got punched in the mouth by Forest just makes this job a whole lot harder, and probably is the only reason that people are kind of maybe panicking at all, at halftime, because Forest are one goal to the good, and we are a goal down here. But we
right.
should, in my opinion, be level with this team. Maybe we could be a goal ahead, but I don't really know if Forest, in my opinion, have played it that well enough to be a goal head. That's just their strategy. They keep it pretty tight. They're not going to give you that many chances, and they're going to look to take advantage of like one or two. that they will get,
Right.
and they're a far more clinical team than us, far more clinical, and they do play a very different game. They look to hit you on the counter. They look to hit you when there is that space and behind, and they did it very well there. It's just I don't think they've really punched a bunch of holes against us on the counterattack really that often. It's not like they're just constantly hitting us on the counter
Right.
this game. So the fact that they did it on one or two of those occasions and they punished us for it, it's a punch in the mouth for me, Drew. That's the way I would
Yeah.
describe it.
Well,
Just
and well, again, this goes back.
you have to
This goes
acknowledge
back.
it. It's not the reason for me to lose my head about it.
Right. Right. Well, yeah. I go back to what we were chatting about off air before we came on, about how Chelsea. Well, up until before the Liverpool game, Chelsea was sitting second. We were 10th, and there was literally a goal difference between us. And it just goes to show how different, you know, in a different time that could be us and instead of them, right? It's just that one game, or just sorry, one goal can turn a game. Um, I don't think there have been any times, barring the Liverpool game, I feel like we were absolutely put to the sword. Second half at Brighton, I feel like we were absolutely dismantled. Um, Other than that, I can't think of a Newcastle game probably, although I don't even know. Was that Ange? I can't think of many times where we've absolutely been blown away. It's always the odd goal. As I say, other than the standouts, which is the Brighton second half, which was absolutely appalling, Liverpool game, which was awful, but we all, before the game, we were all like, "Oh, well, Liverpool are top. We're probably going to get battered." Then we get battered. Then people complain we get battered, even though they said that we were probably going to get battered. So I don't know.
Mm,
I, I still think that once we get all of our players back, I think there's a chance second half of the season that we could still put a run together and have a fairly healthy second half of the season. We're still in all the cups. You know, Ange in, Ange out. I think those discussions are for another day. This is 90 minutes of football. We've got 45 minutes to go. See if we can pull something out of the bag. If we can at least get a point, or if we can somehow nick it, get away with 3 points, then I think everyone will feel a little bit better and we can just move onwards, get to January, hopefully try and get some reinforcements, get a player or two back and go from there.
yeah.
But I think second half's underway and let's just hope for something to cheer about.
Second half is underway here, everybody. Please sync up with us. Really appreciate all the support. Hopefully, you guys are to the best of your ability enjoying still what time you may have off, on this Boxing Day. And artist T from earlier saying, "Is Dave getting PTO for for taking today off?" Uh, Dave is on his own schedule. He's his own man. Um, what it was is basically Dave, yeah, just wants to watch a game, kind of like you guys, kind of like much more in a more normal way, really. He just wants to watch it, with his dad, have the watch along on in the background, kind of like normal people instead of what I am doing, like a crazy person here, and what Drew is so excellently filling in for as well. He wants to have a nice Coke, nice little lemon, wants to go outside for a walk at halftime, get to enjoy, life, while watching the Spurs, not have to be put under pressure. So, because it's always hard to, have to explain Spurs, on such a regular basis. So, but Dave is enjoying it. A little space for Kulu here. Has a shot. Man, why does he never go for the curler anymore? He just loves that sort of, I guess,
big,
decoy. He likes to
big,
sort of throw the keeper off, but it's a bit
right,
annoying
right.
at times. He could go for a curler here. It's he's begging for it.
Right. He's trying to keep the. He's trying to
He's trying to be too
get the
clever at
keep.
times.
Yeah, a little bit, little bit. Big up Derek Hutchinson. I can dream. Man can dream.
Appreciate you though, artist team man. Very, very kind.
Oh God.
Gibbs White. Well done, Sar.
Oh,
Kulu
hello.
here.
Sal's put his foot in. Let's go. Go on. What are
Kulu
you
carrying
doing?
us. Johnson. Kulu. Good hold up, man. Well done, Kulu. This is the strength. This is the Kulu we're looking for.
Go on, Johnson. You should have started the run
Yeah, I was
sooner.
gonna ask
Come
that,
on,
Drew.
man.
I was gonna ask that. Schlenke
Oh,
thinks he's gonna make the run there, but Johnson isn't making the run. So it's kind of a 50-50 there.
oh.
Slanky's sort of forcing it, but he's kind of
Yeah.
also he's assuming that he would make that run.
Right. Answers on the postcard chat. Is that because he is just shit or because he is absolutely gassed already after 47 minutes because he doesn't really have any alternating players because Odebert's been injured and apparently he's got 1.5 lungs. I don't know.
Be such a relief to have Odebear. Even Odebear, someone who's not even really that proven yet. It'd be such a relief to
Right,
have him.
right.
Artist T saying, I would say this is Ipswich all over again. They took their chances and we didn't. We're yet again and deservedly getting punished for not finishing. Do you know what, Artist T? I actually think we played worse in the Ipswich game than we did in this one. Um, that's also considering because we actually had our fully fit team available, I think, for the Ipswich game. So there were far fewer excuses available to us. The other thing I would say too is in this game, like when I looked at the stats here, Forest, man, they had 30% possession and then they had one shot on target from their four. You know, like I said, they had one or two decent chances, but they took one of them very, very well.
Oh, it's
And that's
calm.
just something that we just don't do. And I would agree with you with that. But I think we've actually played slightly better in this game than we even did against Ipswich. So that's why I'm not really, I'm frustrated. I showed the signs of frustration at halftime, but you could see I wasn't really losing my rag over it either because I don't think we played that awful. I've seen us play a lot worse than that. So it's kind of one of those for me where I just think we're getting punished by a team that's very good at punishing teams. They're just one of those sides this season that will punch you in the mouth like that. It's what they've been all season.
It's like Tony Pulis's Stoke. Every now and again, they're capable of punching you in the mouth.
Or what's that? I don't know about many boxing analogies, but Forest are very much a side that, they're almost taking punch after punch after punch, and then they just deal you a huge haymaker.
Cheeky rope-a-dope, innit?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't
like
really do boxing.
they'll just sit in there, take some bruising, and then they'll just give you a huge one.
Right.
Just when you least expect it. And there have been times when I've seen them absolutely outplay teams, but I wouldn't say they've really outplayed us. Yes, they have a good strategy. Yes, they have good tactics. Yes, they have, a good sort of shell. But I mean, we've threatened in this game. It's just we don't have that bit of quality about us, ours team, at least in my opinion. And I think we could play much better in this, but I don't think we've also played as poor as I have seen us play this season.
Right. The Skunkwork says possession overshadows what is a good performance. Nottingham Forest happy to sit back and let us try and play, but nothing really happening. I mean, it's a valid point.
So far this half, yeah. But you wouldn't say that with, we had two good chances with Johnson. I think Sonny had a good chance. There was some other moments where Kulu, I think, could have done better. So to say that we haven't done anything, I think is harsh.
Right. No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Bench full of kids, who do you turn to? I think at some point he needs to turn to Madison.
Right.
It's just when and for who. He looks like he's going to probably give Sonny or Star a chance. I'd be very surprised if he took off Johnson. And then I'd also be surprised if he took off Kulu, because even though Kulu, I don't think he's played that well, he is our guy. And you want to try to leave on your creative players when you're trying to get back into the game.
Johnson lucky there, I think. Look at that. Manager of the month winner, Nuno Espirito Santo.
I've always thought he looks like a math professor or a philosopher.
Yeah, right.
He looks like he could give a discussion on, like, meaning of life. And then he also looks like a Jedi warrior. Oh, what a save from Forster! Holy
Oh,
nuts.
double save. Well done,
Oh, my
fella.
Lord. It's bouncing all over the
It's
goal.
still in.
Forster,
It's
look
still
up,
in,
man. He's
people.
like
Can we
turning
wake
away.
up? Everybody wake up.
Oh,
Here we go.
Solanke, bit of space here. Drive, my son.
Do something.
Lovely.
Please.
Kulu, cut inside. Find someone. Find Sonny. Into Johnson here. Good touch.
Please, Johnson. Don't fuck it up.
Kulu.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Kulu, I mean, could have cut back inside there. It's actually great save from Forster there. So that was their chance. Oh, a bumbling Solanke out for goal kick though for Forest. Looked kind of dangerous there. Dragoshin giving away a foul. Looks very hazy. Or unless that's rain.
Doesn't it? I think
No, it
it's
doesn't
like
look like it's rain.
mist.
Yeah.
I think it's like a heavy mist in the air in the middle of England. A typical December evening.
Oh, why are we going backwards there? It's a good pass from Bentancur. Didn't need to go backwards there, and we're probably going to give it away here.
What is that?
That's so poor. We can't be going backwards there because then we're only going to give it away from Forster.
It's just a general lack of control, you know.
Well, I mean, that was like good work from Spurs. Like we drew a lot of Forest bodies and a lot of attention there. Bentancur gets out, comes away with the ball, and then gives it to Johnson. And Johnson, every other time he's gotten turned, but that time he just plays it backwards for no reason. And it's like a ball all the way back to the keeper. Like it's Bentancur. Good fight. Well done. Poor touch from Gibbs White. Solanke. Got to get rid of it, lad. Kulu.
Oh, God.
Gets taken out off the ball. Kulu. Still Kulu. Kulu,
There's
man.
another corner. There's another corner. It's all right.
Come on, boys. These are what I mean, though. These little breakaways. I just feel like we're just so poor at times. It's just frustrating that they always just seem to peter out for a corner or just to.
Yeah. Well, this is what I was getting on at earlier, Jake. It's just like, I don't know, it's just a bit of a lack of like purpose. Like it's all just a bit like, let's all run up front and just see where the ball kind of lands. I don't know. I don't know. It's not, I would like a little bit more shape and just a little bit more purpose.
Right.
And it's a bit bumble fucking. just,
Destiny, good ball. Sar. Jedi. I got flashbacks of the goal we conceded there when Sar gave it to Jet Spence there.
Right.
Yeah, look at that haze.
Yeah, man. It's coming
down.
Like
someone let out a flare.
You think he's got to do something in the next 5 minutes. You got to get Madders on. You got to do something.
Johnson.
Go on, Johnson.
Comes away with it. Johnson. Nico Williams.
Come on.
Does well there. Does well. Good fight.
There's only one Nico Williams, and he plays in Spain. This guy's a fraud. Fraud.
It's kind of like it's kind of nice to know, though. You have another namesake in the same profession. You know, there's another David Harris in the YouTube community. There's more than one.
There's only one Dave Harris. Get that right.
Oh, sorry!
Oh!
Good shot. Solanke Johnson!
Oh, how?
No! Johnson!
Please tell me he's offside. Please tell me he was offside. And
how
that's not
he
just...
missed? He came away with that. He looked like a brilliant take, actually. It looked like he brought it down from the sky here. He looks onside. Yeah, look at this touch. And he mags Murillo with the touch as well. How is he not finished?
That was unlucky.
Johnson.
Come on. Oh,
my Lord.
We've been robbed.
I said, we've had some moments of this game. Oh, what a shot. Oh, it's right at cells. You would say all three efforts have just sort of been kind of right at him. It's like I said, the first shot I really actually didn't mind. I think it was a good shot, the first one. Second one, less so, and then the third one was the worst one, maybe of the chances for Johnson.
How is that not a come on, ref? He's just bundled him over. Give this guy a card. That's like the fifth or
He's been
sixth
glued to
time
Sonny.
I've just seen him absolutely railroad somebody.
Well, he's been glued to Sonny. He hasn't left him alone this whole game. Gray into Sonny. Sorry. Have to move it quickly, lads.
Yeah, it's got to be a little bit better than this,
Oh my
boys.
lord.
Oh my god.
Dragishin. Back to Forster. Get rid of it, Forster. Man on. Gray.
There we go. Play it
Bentoncourt.
out.
Well done,
Oh, look at that.
Bentoncourt.
Nope.
Destiny. Someone got to move for him. Got to show for him. Destiny still. Back to Forster. Jeez, lads. Just no movement. Someone didn't. Dragishin has to move from there. Bentoncourt
Right.
gives it away. Poor from Bentoncourt. Oh, it's in behind for
Oh.
Wood. Good challenge from Jed Spence.
Well done,
Good
Jed.
recovery. Great recovery from Jed. Is Chris Wood offside here? It seems to be out for a goal kick. I'm surprised because it looked like Jed got the final touch. Yeah, it probably would have been offside, Chris Wood.
Maybe.
And maybe he hit it off of him. Jed Spence, great challenge there. Great recovery. Jack, the difference between us and top teams is that we don't take our chances. Believe me, Shane, I've said that so many times as well this season. It's just some people feel differently about it. And that's not always been the case for the reason why we've lost games. I do feel like that's the majority the times for why we just don't win games or why we find ourselves in difficult situations like this. Because I think we're the complete opposite of a clinical team. We have to create like 7 chances in a row in order to finally put one in. But right now, Forest look like they're trying to get some ascendancy back into the game. Forrester, another save. They look likely to score for us now. Fans look up for it as well. Feels like a 2-0 isn't coming. We had some moments, and now they look like they're going to try to punish us here again.
It really does.
Hudson-Odoi to Gibbs White, top of the area. Little clip. Straight.
Oh my god.
Dangerous.
If he'd have squared that, it would have been 2-0.
I think he miscued it. And maybe it got a block. It either he miscued the squared ball or he ends up, what a ball from Morgan Gibbs White. Yeah, I think it's blocked by Destiny Udogie. Gets blocked.
Oh shit. You're right.
Great block.
Woods would have had that.
Thing is, Shane, is that's what's sometimes hard though, is that you do all these games and you're sitting at halftime, full time, and when you're trying to repeat sometimes the same reasons for why you end up dropping points, it gets exhausting. You don't like repeating yourself. And it's not like we've created a plethora this game, but I think we have created enough to at least score one. Jesus, lads, please. What are we getting into here? Maria and Dragishin just throwing each other to the floor. Oh, Milankovic is very dangerous in the air. Dragishin all over him. Milankovic. Dragic having to be our bully in the box. But he did kind of lose him there. Maybe got too close to him. Kulu, good check by Kulu there. Good physical play. Kulu carrying us. Got to get rid of it though, man. Fuck's sake. He's frustrating this game, Kulu. Got to get rid of it there, man.
Hey.
Madison having to go at the the assistant.
Madison Bergvall.
Big changes from Ange. 2 midfield changes. Steve D, Merry Christmas, sir. Happy Boxing Day. Bentancur off. He's had a poor game, in my opinion, as much as I love the guy.
Yeah,
And
he's
I
not
have to
on it
be
at the
fair. I've
moment.
slated Basuma before, but I think Bentancur was poor this game.
Yeah, he's not on it today.
Bergvall coming in. He's played well alongside Pop Matsar in other games.
He's not been bad, to be fair.
Yeah, he's in good form, actually. And then Madison, I didn't see who he came on for. Sarr and Bentancur taken off, so never mind. So it's just a very creative attacking midfield that Ange has gone for here.
Oh, Matters.
Tried something different. Madison, Bergvall,
already
Kulusevski. You
trying
would
to
think
get on
probably
it.
Bergvall plays the deepest. And lesser known thing, I get Werner on for Son. That's how bad things are right now that we want Werner on for Sonny.
Jamie would rather have Ndombele back over Madders. Surely you're just a troll. You have absolutely got to be just trolling all of us.
I was Ndombele's biggest fan, and I don't even know if I would go that far.
Oh.
Well done, Bergvall. Lovely lad. Solanke. Get it out of your feet, man.
Oh, unlucky.
Bergvall did take a hit there, though. It does well.
He's taking a whack.
He got stuck in twice there.
Oh, yeah. That'll hurt in the morning.
Free kick for Spurs. Dragic gets it pumped. To Oleina, straight to Oleina. You are going to go long. At least maybe get it a bit more closer to Sonny.
Oh, hello. It's a nice win there from my doggy. Madison over the top. Too much. Oh, hello. No, fuck. See, they even miss kick it and it goes to one of their players. Do you know what I mean? You ever feel like it's just not going to be your day?
Well, it's felt that way the past few games, with some of these.
Yeah.
Some of this
Very
passing, you're just watching the passing of this team. You're like, oh, it's just Slanky in behind, though.
Hello. Nice ball in
Come on,
behind.
Slank.
But has he got the legs? See, he just doesn't have the legs now because he spent too much time the entire first half dropping back into his own half.
Kulu also fouls him for no reason.
Oh, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Bergvall.
Go on, Bergvall.
Lovely son.
Oh, he's done well there. He's done really well. Go on, a doggy. Out wide. Is that Johnson? I can't even see who's over there anymore. Oh, Matters. Is that Matters? Oh, it's awful. That's what it is.
Oh, next time. So
Oh,
foggy. Yeah, is it a
come
flare or is it
on.
fog?
No, it's fog. It's fog rolling, rolling in from the hills. Oh. Big up Shawnee Maddox. As bad as we've been, if we score next, we can win this. Yes! Come on! That's what we like. Oh, how is that not a foul though, ref? Really? Oh, look, now they're broke on us. Look, we're screwed. 2-0. No? Bloody hell. That should be 2-0, and it wasn't. All right. Let's go. Johnson out wide, not really doing much with it. Getting it back from Spence into the middle, playing Archie Gray into a little bit of trouble. Out to Dragishin. Oh.
Into Kulu. Good ball from Dragon. Come on, Kulu. Keep going, lad.
Oh, how
How's
is
he
he?
fouled him? What do you mean, ref? Ref, what do you mean? It was a bit clumsy from Kulu, but it's nothing. There's nothing in that, ref. Jeez.
Oh.
Come on, man. Oh, Jesus. Forster, lad.
I'm
Matters.
amazed he managed
Got
to
to get
stop.
into the game, man. He's looked rusty.
Yeah, really
And
does.
everyone wanted him on.
Really does. And now you see this, he's having to come back so deep to try and find the ball. And now he's trying to find the player that would be in his position. Just something not right, man.
You could say Bergvall, though, has looked bright since coming on.
Yeah, yeah.
Johnson down the line to
Oh, good
Spence.
ball. Go on, Spence. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. Such an easy ball. Shouldn't. Oh, he might have been out of the area then.
No, he definitely was. Absolutely was.
How does he make? Oh, he stopped pretty quickly for a tree.
I don't know. I think he needs a few more of those ladder drills.
Yeah, right.
The agility to not
Come
leave
on,
there.
boys. There we go. Little one touch. That's not too bad, is it? No.
Just a little out of control there from Dragon. We're still in it. There's still only a goal down. There's 20 minutes here. Just need to find a bit of quality from somebody here to create a chance, but then also put it away. But Forest, I feel like they could punish us any moment here. It's not like they've really knocked on the door in the last few minutes. They did a little while ago. They were definitely knocking on the door. Since then, though, I think they haven't, it's sort of petered out a little bit again. This game has had a lot of sort of flow where it's not been kind of the same pace the whole time. There's been very slow periods, and then all of a sudden you'll have a few minutes where one of the teams looks likely to score, but just hasn't done. Good ball into Solanke. Very good ball. Can he square it? God, man. That's what I mean with Spurs. Just right there, you got two players in the box. It's a simple
Oh.
5-minute ball. And Solanke can't even get it there. He's done well today, but that's what I mean with Spurs. Like, that's even right there. You square that ball to someone in the box there, and you probably get a shot on goal. It's just so frustrating with this team. In the final third, we're just so wasteful.
I gotta say, Oderius or however you bloody spell it, pronounce it, say it. This is what Ange just brought us down to. We used to expect to win these games. That's a little bit unfair. We lost 2-1 at West Brom under Pochettino. We drew 3-3 against Southampton under Conte. Do you know what I mean? This isn't just down to Ange Postecoglou. That's just, I'm sorry. That's a little pathetic.
Destiny. That was a great play from Destiny, one-on-one with Hudson-Odoi. But we still end up losing it. We just had a good attack there. How do we end up losing it?
That's it, Michael W. Coys. Come on, you Spurs. Come on. Supposed to be behind this lot. Got 18 minutes to put them under the cosh. Please, God, find a cosh to put them under. Come on, Johnson. Take a man on. Oh, for the love of everything holy.
It's a heavy touch there. I mean, it is a foul. I don't know why he thinks it isn't.
Such a heavy touch, man.
I don't know why he thinks that isn't a
I
foul.
mean, to be honest with you, don't point at the ball. You didn't get it. Another fucking ref would have carded you for that. Stupid.
I think the ref has been pretty generous to us today, to be honest. I think we can't really complain
Let's have
about
it,
the ref
boys.
whatsoever.
Come on. Let's have it. Come on. What a doggy was doing for that goal, I don't know.
For me, it was more. I do know what you mean, but for me, it was more the midfield. It was just Sarr gives it to Spence in kind of a bad area.
But it's almost like he
drags
slows.
drags the whole team out of position once he does
Yeah.
that. Bentancur, I couldn't even see. I only saw 1 or 2 replays of it, but you couldn't even see Bentancur in the whole picture there, which is just shocking considering he's supposed to be the deeper midfielder. And then Johnson, there was that moment there where you kind of need to take him down if you got to make the challenge, win the tackle, or take him down. Doesn't really do either. And then it was 40-yard acres of space for Morgan Gibbs-White to run with it and then play eventually a decisive pass. So for me, it was just the midfield just got torn through. I think everybody played a part in it. Like I said, Johnson probably, if he knew, should have done a tactical foul. Eric Ball, come on, lad. But it's more on Sarr and Spence for me as well, and Bentancur, because they're the people who were responsible for leaving that space open.
Under Poch, Conte, Mourinho, we didn't lose as many games, especially against this type of opposition. I'm going to argue that under...
Get rid of it, man, please, dude.
Under Poch, Conte, and Mourinho, I'm going to argue that they had a fuller, fitter squad to choose from. And I'm sorry, people can say that's an excuse all day long. It's the truth. Now, you can argue that the club has put us in this position, and I would say, yeah, that's probably true. We have not bolstered the squad enough. We went for youngsters instead of experience, and now we're in a situation that we're in. All of that is true. But to blame this solely on Ange and say that he's the reason that we've dropped this far, I just think is hyperbolic. But, big up. Each to their own.
Destiny into Bergvall. Matters. Need Madison to come alive here, man. He's been very absent. Poor pass. Good touch from Johnson. Bergvall. I think he's been smooth so far, Bergvall.
He's not been too bad.
Solanke, dropping deep again. Here we are. Can he find someone? Find Sonny. He's going on still.
He's just gone into traffic. Go on.
Oh. To Matters. Oh, looked like a good hit. It was just blocked.
Another block.
Looked like a good strike. Dragishin. On to Madison. Into Spence. Madison, take your space, man. You had space to the left there. Well done, Dragishin. Good ball. Bergvall. Get your head up, kid.
Ray Hill, I didn't say he was blameless. I said he wasn't take all of the blame. He wasn't the solely responsible for this. So, maybe listen.
Johnson again giving away a foul.
Do you know the problem is, Jack? That is it almost as as much as we huff and puff out there. I can't help thinking that some of these players have already resigned. Do you know what I mean? Like it just, I don't know. It feels like we're playing the game. It feels like we're playing the game uphill. Do you know what I mean?
Or there has been a bit of an autopilot kind of
Yeah,
tempo to this
like just
game.
going through the motion kind of thing. But again, I
Yeah.
can't like as I say, half of these players have played so many more minutes than they should have. I just don't know
Well done,
what
Bergvall.
don't know what I'm supposed to expect. Come on, Johnson. There
He's
you
looked
go.
good, Bergvall. He's gotten stuck in everybody, by the way. I think he's made a few challenges already. He's probably made more challenges than Benchcore even did in the whole of the first half. Good ball from batters. Oh. Come on, lads. He's gotten stuck in. People have noticed, Bergvall.
Big up Ray Hill. It's probably going to be another 13 to 15 minutes of it, so enjoy it.
Elliott down the line to Gibbs White here. Drags
Big
Dragishin
up,
with him.
yeah. Big up, Sean. We don't look any closer to scoring. We don't, unfortunately, mate. We really don't.
Dragon. Come on, lads. Got to get it out here. Got to run as well. Down the line from Johnson. I don't know why we're going out wide there.
Well, managed to get a throw in.
It's just sometimes decision making. This game has just been. Just don't know what Johnson is supposed to do with that there, other than just pump it long down the flanks when we had a few players in the middle there. Come on, lad. Into Bentancur. Or sorry, into Madison. Bergvall. We'll switch a play. Can it get there to
Too
Sonny?
much.
Nope.
Too much.
Too much. Got a little confidence after I was gassing him up.
I'm bringing Paro on.
Pedro on. Maybe on for. I'd be surprised if he were coming on for Spence. Maybe Spence, considering might not be fully match fit still, despite some of the minutes he's gotten recently. But maybe he's on for Johnson or Spence. It's one or the other. Or it could be a destiny, I guess.
The reptile keeper, our whole coaching staff are not good enough. Do you know what? I don't have an argument against that. I think we may, I don't know.
Well done,
I have to question some of our backroom acquisitions, to be honest with you.
Matters.
That's a good ball.
Yeah,
do
it
something
was.
with it,
Johnson. Come on,
Beat
lad.
your
Find
man,
somebody.
Cross. Whoa.
We got a cross into the box there, but Slanky just not on the near post. It's a good clearance from Forest, and
Corner?
Nico Williams does well there. No, it's a goal kick.
How is that not a fucking corner?
Timo Werner coming on and Pedro Porro coming on. So it looks like Destiny coming off. That means Jet Spence will move to the left, Porro on to the right. And then Timo probably on for Sonny. Yeah, Timo on for Sonny.
Sonny's been on for
Sonny, we barely
long.
even said his name this game. He's done so little.
Right, especially the last 20, 30 minutes. I mean, at least in the first half, he was doing bad things. This half, he hasn't done anything.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's so frustrating though. Then when the option that you do have though was freaking Timo Werner to try to save you.
Right.
Force making changes in midfield, bringing on
they're bringing on
James
Ward-Prowse, the king of calm. All we need is for us to concede a free kick around 25 yards out, and he'll just put the nail in the coffin, doesn't he?
Gives White off. That's actually a relief. This guy Jota Silva though is a complete shithouse. His eyebrows are thicker than his beard. No, he's a wind-up merchant. That's all he does. He's just going to run down the flanks and then just win free kicks. And then give our back line some pressure.
I think I'm gonna mute my chats just because everyone's about to go nuclear, aren't they? Shit.
Archie Gray. Come on, lads. Come on, Spurs. Can we find something here? Can we do a Forest down? Can we get something against the run of play now in the second half? We probably don't deserve it. We haven't really come alive in the second at all. Maybe a little Lucas Bergvall. Seems like he's kind of the guy that's probably been the brightest, in my opinion, since coming on. Be nice to get Matters into the game, but feels like he's kind of just been completely anonymous. Kulu, we need Kulu and Madison to combine. Good ball from Dragic. Lovely ball to Timo Werner.
Not horrible.
Timo almost loses it to Madison here.
No.
Madison, that's a free kick. He's giving away foul. No, maybe not.
No.
Maybe not.
Oh,
well, he's trying to give away a free kick as much
right.
as he can.
He's trying to kick the opposition as much as possible.
Bergvall, good recovery here. Good turn. Well done, kid. Poro. Pedro, looking up. He doesn't feel like he has anyone. Looked frustrated there. Timo.
Here's the problem, Jack, is that, about 13, 14 minutes ago, I said we've got about 20, 25 minutes to do something, and we've done nothing.
We haven't done
since
nothing.
then. We've done absolutely fuck all.
I completely agree.
And this is the problem. Like, this is...
No, we haven't. I think we were better in the first half, man. I think we were better in the first half, and that's and I wouldn't even say, like, when we were describing the first half, in my opinion, I was like, I don't think we've been great, but I don't think we've been shit.
Right. Well, this is because we've played. This is because the players, the exhausted players that we have now got another 60 minutes in their legs to be even more exhausted. Sorry, I guess
maybe sadly we have to rely on beating teams in the first half, or at least trying to get ahead in the first half in some way, because we do seem to peter out. Because I would say we've done very little in the second.
Yeah.
Apart from maybe was Johnson's chance in the second half, the one with the, or was that the end of the first? I think that was the second half. I think that was the second half.
Wasn't it? I think Johnson seems to have been a bit anonymous this half. Most of them have.
I think he has been anonymous in the second, but I think that the best of the chances was that one when he got through to Sells and he hit it kind of right at him, and that might have been in the second half. It was a lucky chance for us, but he did well there. Oh, good ball, Timo.
That was a lovely ball.
The box. How is that not landed on Solanke's foot there? Milenkovic celebrating the clearance. It was a great ball here from Madison. Timo, probably onside, actually. Has it gone past Solanke's foot there? Because Milenkovic... It does. Solanke, man. Get your foot onto it, brother. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Dragic looks like he's feeling something, and that would be...
So now we'll
four
be
center backs down. Oh,
yeah,
four.
We'll be four center backs down, but that won't be an excuse.
You just got to live with it.
Yeah.
You got to deal with
it. Everybody wanted 19-year-olds that have not had any experience in the Premier League playing, so maybe they'll finally get their wish. Brilliant.
We got it will be the Tottenham under 23s will have to just forfeit all their games.
Right.
Because they'll be all called up to the first team.
23 years old, you're too old for this squad.
Oh no, Dragic is coming off.
He is. I bet he is, isn't it? Is he? Or is he walking it off?
He's talking to the physio. Yeah, he's coming off. Basuma coming on.
Awesome. Just what we needed.
Basuma, center back.
Yeah.
Maybe this is what he needed, Basuma. To reignite his Spurs career. Can we get a masterclass from Basuma from the back line? Ange really having to dig deep. He had no other center backs pretty much on the bench, really. He decided
Oh,
to
and Basuma
risk.
lets it bounce. Basuma's let it bounce. First opportunity. You can't make it up. You cannot make this up, man. You really can't.
He doesn't get the tackle as well. He's got to get stuck in there. Zuma. The thing is with Basuma, he's playing a center back and he'll want to try to carry the ball. Like
Right.
he loves to dribble it. He loves to take 10 touches. So this will be great. Timo. Come on, Speedo. We need you, man. At any time, Timo.
Come on, man.
Matters. Timo.
Literally.
Spence over to that left side. Basuma here. Pedro. Pedro, you got to work some space, man. We need to get the ball into the box. It's only a few minutes left here, lads. Bergvall. Out wide to Spence. Timo Speedo. Whips one in. Pedro down the line to Kulu. It gets a touch onto it. It's a corner for Spurs.
Corner. Come on.
Had a few corners tonight. I mean, how many have we had? We haven't done very much with any of them. If not, nothing. Yeah, 6. It's probably be our 7th.
Right.
It's not a ton, but it's not too few. Whip one in here. Straight into the middle, but no one there.
Fucking nothing, dude.
It's been a nothing game.
It really has, man. It really has.
Pedro.
It's been
Kulu.
pretty awful.
Jed. Timo Meister. Madison. Clip ball. Slanky not there. Basuma. Good recovery. Spurs looking to try to put on some type of pressure, but it feels like we're not really putting on much of any. Bergvall. We do have a lot of possession, though. Pedro. Johnson. Pedro here. Slanky!
Oh.
It's just desperate. It's just desperate.
It really is.
Is it too late to call this game off due to fog, says Kerry King.
Big up, Kerry King. Brilliant. Oh, dear. Oh. Fair play to Nuno. Yeah, fair play.
It's a very Nuno win, and it's the type of win that we didn't want to have at Spurs.
Well, I'll tell you this, it's funny, right? Because there were people saying in the chat earlier, you know, Nuno outclassing Ange. This is the manager we got rid of after 11 games, and I get it. But if you sacked Ange tomorrow, how many of those people want Nuno? Zero. So I don't even know why people come with that sort of energy. Cause you know what I mean. I don't know.
Can't even see
I
the game
don't know.
at this
Yeah, I
spot.
know. It's all gone. See, maybe we could call it off, Kerry. I can't see it. Get the orange ball out. Can't see a thing.
Give us more time. Maybe not. We definitely need a different ball. That's for sure.
Right?
Because we can't play with this one.
Oh, yeah,
Pedro
right. That's very true.
whips
Very
it in.
true.
Oh, nearly to Solanke, but it's Kulu now. Bergvall. Pedro swings it wide to Spence. Spence, though, on his right foot there. Hard for him to want to put it across. Madison. Trying to work a bit of space. Spence here. Timo Meister down the line to Spence. Tries to earn a penalty, but look pretty desperate. Assume
Next level English. Oh, this guy. How many clubs would want Ange? Well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I would. I'm getting to the point now. How many managers would want Tottenham? Because
mm,
we seem to be getting down to dregs now, and we had the opportunity for 4 or 5 world class coaches, and for whatever reason, they didn't seem to want to come. And I've got a feeling that unfortunately, it's because the hierarchy in this club are slowly but surely blackballing themselves from the entirety of Europe. And you can think what you want about Ange. He's come to us and he's trying to do the absolute best he can, and he wants to succeed. So, Mister what's his face? Old who's that? The German guy.
Kulu.
Who's the young German coach, Jack?
Ritzler.
Nagelsmann.
Oh
He
yeah,
didn't want to.
Nagelsmann.
He didn't want to come to us. Arne Slot didn't want to come to us. Amarim didn't want to come to us because he probably could have.
Oh
I
no,
just.
what's happened here? Someone saying Spence is off.
I think he might be off.
Was he already on a yellow?
I don't know, man. I think it's not a straight red, surely.
Oh,
If that's a
jeez.
straight red, now we're without him for 3 games.
Was he on a yellow?
Surely it's got to be a yellow. Please don't be a straight red.
Was it a straight red, everyone, or is it a yellow?
No. Second yellow.
Second yellow. Yeah.
I mean, I'm thankful for small mercies at this point.
It's only then a 1-match ban, but not something
Yeah.
Spence needed.
Right.
Or really Spurs. I mean, it means back
No.
Pedro Porro and no relief for Destiny Udogie again.
Right.
Just add another player to the suspension injury list. What's that? About 13 long. Nearly, we have full squad of injury suspension.
Yeah. Don't use that as an excuse, Jack. We should still be able to play 90 minutes of high intensity football with 94% pass rate succession,
If
etc.,
anything,
etc.
if anything, we've actually done some version of what people kind of wanted in, I guess, the Liverpool game, in that we played a very boring, kind of ineffective game, but we just haven't taken, what of the opportunities that have come here and there in this game. There were, you would say, 1 or 2 of those that we should have probably gotten in the back of the net, at least in my opinion. And I think
Yeah.
Johnson had the majority of them. I think Johnson had that one that you would say he probably could have just gotten past Sells' right. The one in the second half where it did fall towards him. He had that wonderful touch through Murillo's legs. Basically, little split second there where he's kind of just one-on-one and he shoots it right at Sells. So one of those should have gone in the net. And then Sonny had a good one. Solanke had some maybe little moments here and there. Kulusevski, I think, has had definitely some moments in this game that he could have done a lot better. It's been frustrating. It's just, I would say this was a game where we could have probably fastened a 1-1 or a draw or something out of this, really. I don't think Forest really played that well to fully, rightfully deserve to win. And Spurs on the day, I just don't think really were good enough in the second half to push for that draw. But I look back on the
Right.
first half. I look back on the first
Uh,
half. I think there were moments there. And second half, there was maybe 1 or 2 little half moments that did come
right.
our way, and we just weren't clinical. But I don't know,
Yeah.
man. It was the boring game that we kind of probably wish the Liverpool game was, I guess, right?
Right.
This was kind of the performance that I think we would have taken against Liverpool. So,
Yeah, I know, man. I mean, it's just
if you
rough.
know what I mean.
Big up Q7 with the 190. The fact that you had to pay 199 to try and poke a bear. I mean, that says more about you than it does about me, brother. I mean, it's what it is, dude. I've said from the beginning, we're just out there trying to do our best. I just, I, I think that arguably, yeah, like you say, Jack, we probably could have done with conserving more energy against Liverpool to be able to have more energy here. That probably would have been the play, right? So, Yeah, man. I mean, look, we just it's what it is. We get up and we move on to the next one. I mean, I've been saying since middle of November that we just got to kind of sort of try and get through till January and hope that we can get some players back and get some reinforcements, right? I mean, we've now probably looks like maybe out with another centre back. So now we've got all of our first choice centre backs out. So let's just ponder that for a second. We've now got the right back that had come in to give our other right back a break is now going to miss another game for a second yellow card, and I guess that's probably Ange's fault as well. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, like I say, I'm sort of shaking my head, wondering where we go from here. But given the position that we're in, I don't. We're just gonna have to deal with it. Who we got up next, by the way? Probably Arsenal or something
I
like
think it's
that,
Wolves,
right?
actually, luckily.
Oh, well, they're due a win as well, isn't it? So
Oh, their new manager, but it will be a different
right,
manager than Gary O'Neill, who actually, in a way, maybe has done well against us previously. So, but I don't know. This Wolves team we should be able to beat, and I think it might be,
right, right,
unless I'm
right,
wrong, it might be at home as well. Paul Connor saying overall a bad performance. Second half, no urgency, nothing,
right.
and one shot on target in the second half. Disgraceful performance. No legs. Our players cannot seem to play well all the time. I think it's becoming the case where Spurs can, try to get ahead in the first half and then maybe cling on to something really for the second. It doesn't seem like, we're clinical enough to be able to do that, to get ahead in games and then try to hold on to it in the second. We kind of just sort of stay level with teams, sort of leave them in it, and then they just kind of go on to punish us and go on to just well and beat us really in the second. But this was just a really boring game from us, Paul Connor. But I don't even know if we played like that terribly, like on the day, considering the circumstances, all the injuries, everyone being gassed and everything. It's just that, with the tired legs and with sort of the low confidence, I just wish again that we were sometimes a bit more clinical with what chances come our way because it really was only 1-0 and Forest maybe could have gotten a second there at one point or another, but I don't even know if Forest really played that well. I think defensively they were very resolute in that second half. It was really
Yeah,
hard for us to break them down, but
yeah,
it's just kind of a boring game that I wish maybe we just were able to nick something from, kind of like a Nuno team has done this season, right? This Nuno team has played boring
right,
1,000 times and has been able to pick up 3 points, 1 point from it. And it's
right,
just
right.
something the Spurs team just isn't able to do, really. That's
Well,
maybe
I
my
mean,
frustration.
Nuno was trying to make us solid at the back, and we started off the season that he managed us with 1-0 wins, but that wasn't exciting enough or good enough, and at that time we weren't entertained enough.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
now we are where we are, completely almost opposite end of the scale. So yeah, it
Dark
doesn't look
G.
good. It doesn't look good, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
Dark G saying Cells blocked our chances while Forster let one go in. I mean, I thought Cells made the first one, like I said to you, Drew, I thought that was a very good save by Sells.
Yeah,
Second opportunity for Johnson, maybe just kind of a standard save for him. But at the end of the day, when we watched the game, I did say to you at the time, like this guy Sells, he's one of the better keepers in the league right now. He's a man who's very much in form, and he did probably keep Forrest level. I think if it hadn't been for him, different keeper on the day, maybe we would have put one of those in, or maybe they wouldn't have made a save there. So there probably was a difference in keepers as well today. I don't know if Forster really
yeah.
played much of a part though in the goal that we conceded.
Um, I mean, we're getting what I think we expected to get from Forster. I mean, he does the best that he can do, but
Do you think we need to
did
go for
he?
someone different in January? Darkson G, I know has felt that way. He thinks we need to just drop him in January.
I mean, who do you go and get?
I think he
Who's
thinks a lot of
really,
people would be
really?
better.
Well, yeah. I mean, potentially that's very true. I mean, probably getting Keeley back from Lake Orient might be better than going with Forster. But that still doesn't. We could put Manuel Neuer in goal. He's got Dragusin and Archie Gray in front of him.
Well, now it's Basuma and Archie Gray, but yes.
Right, or potentially Dorrington and Archie Gray at this point, which I guess, it probably can't get much worse. Yeah, I
Yeah,
It'll be interesting to see. I mean, we might have Davies back by then,
yeah.
in which case we can have Davies left side centre back, Archie Gray can be right sided centre back, and maybe we won't feel, it won't feel as bad as I think it's going to be. But I don't know.
But yeah, I think Sells did keep them in the game, Dark Sun G, but in the
Hmm.
second half, we didn't really do too much on the day, so he didn't have
It's,
to be asked to
that's the
be called
thing.
upon that much, but he did pull out some huge saves. He did pull out some huge saves for them.
So we just see it as just a toothless up front again, Jack. Like we get
Yeah.
into that final third and it just looks so discombobulated. Like we keep on touching on. Like Sonny was bad in the first half. He was non-existent in the second half. Um, Johnson hit and miss. I mean, he half went past a person and got a low cross into the box in what, the 88th minute. The two chances, I don't know if I see them quite the same as you, Jack. I still feel like they were half chances.
Yeah.
That being said, would somebody clinical have probably put them away? Maybe at least one of them, probably. So Dom Solanke, again, I still have an issue with him dropping deep and then having to make up 30, 40 yards. And then
Hmm.
we're wondering why he's not fresh as a daisy when he's sitting in the box.
Hmm.
But then, where's Richarlison when you need him? He's injured. Lancashire is not the saviour. Just like Mikey Moore is not the saviour. These are kids that aren't going to. They're just yeah. Fingers crossed we can get a couple of people out of the medical room, onto the pitch. I would love to, even if we had a couple of centre backs back, if we could get Romero and VDV back and pray to God that VDV doesn't do his hamstring again this season, then, fingers crossed. But I think Sean Maddox in the chat earlier on, big up Sean. And he was talking with somebody who said that we needed a striker in January, and Sean said that we need a number six and a centre back. And while I appreciate those sentiments, Ange isn't going to go out and buy an out and out number six because we've had that argument about what he thinks about players in midfield. And, that can be an argument as to why he's probably not, maybe he's not cut out for this. But I just don't see us going out and buying another centre back when we've got, what? So our four centre backs miraculously get fit, and then we've got a fifth centre back that we've told is going to have some game time or be first choice, and now isn't. I just don't know. Like people have got to appreciate that this is a hard thing to balance, right? Do you go out and buy another centre back, knowing full well that potentially, if everybody was fit, that would be then a fifth first choice centre back? I can understand having four with the amount of games, but come on, you are really starting to get into the point
Yeah.
of
Once
needing
you lose
five or
four,
six.
yeah, how many
Yeah,
do
do you know what I mean? You can't legislate for losing four centre backs.
I think you do lean on the academy in this situation. I think you do just kinda have to go for it and just go for the academy. He did earlier, though.
Sorry, big up DB. We need some tactics in January. Big up. That's,
That's what
that's
we want
funny.
for Christmas. Sean Maddox, though, was,
Yeah.
celebrating 16 months as an elite member, and he was saying,
Oh,
Drew,
big up,
that,
Sean.
he was kinda summarizing the game here. Curious what you think. He's saying, "Wasn't great, but let's just keep supporting the boys. Hopefully, we get some reinforcements in January, but what are you gonna do? We can't change allegiances." I mean, kind of the first part is what rings to me here, Drew. It's just like, yeah, like, the game wasn't that great. Spurs weren't that great, but to be honest, like, I don't think we played so horribly that, like, we need to really dig that deep. But Forest, in my opinion, also like just were frustratingly solid in the back, in the second half. But I just don't even know if Forest were like that brilliant that are even worth praising either. It was just kind of a boring, dull game, and they had enough players and probably home crowd behind them to see out that 1-0 game. It's one of those. I can't hear you for some reason now, Drew. Maybe. But, just maybe keep talking until I can. You could also maybe just refresh and come back here, but yeah, for some reason I can't hear. Let me. Um,
Any good?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh,
Sorry.
what about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
There we go. Sorry, yeah, my AirPod ran out of battery.
No, no, all good, all good.
Yeah, no,
Just
I
a
would
boring game, you know what I mean?
completely echo what. Yeah, I'd completely echo what Sean said. It wasn't great. Got to keep supporting them. Reinforcements in January is a must, and I think if we don't get reinforcements in January, then I think it's got to say more about the board than it does about the manager. Surely, whether you
Yeah,
think Ange is
the guy or
cut
not.
out for this or not, surely he's being somewhat hung out to dry if we don't get two or three bodies in here. Um, but then I'll echo what he said in press conferences. Like, it's got to be bodies that will long term make some sort of impact, right?
Mhm.
You can't just go out, buy somebody, and then they never see the light of day when we get our players back fit. Like, we've had enough. What is it, Benjamin Strombolis in this place, and
What a throwback.
Lewis Holtbys, and we can't just to appease fans and just to look like we're spending money. You can't just get a couple of pieces of crap and just to fill out numbers in the dressing room. Like, at
Yeah.
that point, like you say, I would rather turn on the academy, and I would rather look to maybe bed in some youngsters. But then if you're going to do that, you can't then turn around and get pissy because we're not where we are in the league because we're playing with youngsters. So
Yeah. No, I
yeah,
think it's become a desperate situation here. Just I think no solution is easy. No answer is
mm,
obvious. There's
no,
no right answer at this point, I think. Ed
really
Sweeting
isn't.
saying very much expected game. Forest take their one good chance. Extremely difficult to score in the last 25 minutes when they went ultra defensive. Needed to take one of those first half chances or a couple of good early. So that's how I feel about it, Ed. Of course, people are welcome to feel differently, but that's exactly how I very much feel about this. I kind of expected it to go down this way. It was just kind of a boring game overall. Forest did have a really good counterattack that they punished us for, but I don't think they really did it that often in the game that I was really that worried about them scoring too much. Maybe they had another
Mm,
little spell there in the second where they could have probably pushed on for a second, but I don't even think they were really that good on the day going forward. It was just defensively in the last 30 minutes. I think they just made life really hard on us, and it made you kind of rue some of the opportunities that we might have had in that first half that, again, like you say, kind of little half chances here and there. That's just kind of how we needed the game to roll for us, though. I think we just needed to take one of those half chances if we had any shot in this game. We need to score a goal, right? We need to score a goal and for us to hold on to something. These cards
yeah,
saying hats off to Nottingham holding the lead, league best scores to 0 through all 90 minutes. We are one of the best high scores in the league, Drew. We're very threadbare at the moment. I think that Forest defense, I mean, last 30 minutes, it did look like we had no chance of getting a goal unless we got lucky.
yeah. I mean, it's all well and good being one of the highest scorers in the league, but if you can't keep a clean sheet, then it genuinely just doesn't get you anywhere, right? What's that old saying that goals win you games, defenses win you championships? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we can't keep on conceding at this rate. Um, and to be fair, like, this is one of the things that's, you know, unfortunately a concern is that there's an argument that even with our first, our five five first choice defenders, we were arguably not as solid as we could have been. I'm not saying we were leaking hundreds of goals, but we're constantly losing by the odd goal, and that was very much some of those have come from a Porro Romero bumblefuck at the far post. So yeah, there's a lots of problems at the moment, lots of problems.
Do you think
And
today, though, was maybe
Sean,
less on the defense and maybe more on others?
I think so, but then you unfortunately have to look at. I'm not clueless enough to realise that Nottingham Forest weren't a team that were putting us under a huge amount of pressure, were they? Right?
Right.
The first 20, 30 minutes of that first half, I mean, we literally had two centre backs because Udogi and Spence were up front. So there were two centre backs playing in between them, and Forest weren't putting us under any sort of pressure, really. They
Hmm.
started amping up the pressure the further into the game it got. You got to give it to them. Their game management was pretty good. Because compared to ours. And again, some of that's down to Ange, some of that's down to just players being exhausted. And as I say, I'll keep falling back on that as an excuse because it's a fact. You can't expect these guys to go out every 2 or 3 days and put in 90 minutes worth of football. And just to touch on Sean Mannix, there's 4 centre backs where we have 3 in Gray. Love him, but he's not a centre back. And Davies needs to be let go. And I echo those sentiments as well. I completely get it. But we have a hard enough time doing business as it is. You really expect that we're going to sell a centre back and buy 2? That's just not going to happen, especially not in January. So chances are Davies is staying till the summer, and we just have to, I think we have to. There are things that are realistic and there are things that are unrealistic. And Davies going in January and us getting in 2 first-class centre backs is unrealistic and a bit of a dream world.
Yeah.
So is selling Johnson, Carlos Blanco. Big up.
Jerome saying Dragashin looks injured. Spence, red card now. If we do not get reinforcements in January, then Levy really is a criminal. I just don't know if I'm getting my hopes up really this January, Jerome, because technically, like Drew was saying, once these guys are back, then what happens to these players that we do end up bringing in? It just feels like we're in a disaster case scenario, like an apocalypse of injuries, basically, and suspensions, where you're looking at a 13, 14 player. How long is it? I think it's something around that point. That's just ridiculous. I don't even know what you do with that in that situation. And yes, you do probably look to bring in a left-sided defender, left back kind of player. I think we've been needing that this whole season, and we paid the price for it. Do you bring in another goalkeeper? Perhaps, if you really think that Forster just isn't good enough to get us through this next little period before Vicario is back, then maybe you do.
Right. But then you absolutely have to get rid of one, right? You're not going to bring in another goalkeeper and then have 5 goalkeepers.
Well, we did last season, so I think we could probably do it another time. We had Hugo Lloris lying around. Remember, Hugo Lloris stayed for half the season, whatever it was. It was absurd. It's just this January window. I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm really desperate as well for a forward, though, Jerome. I think we do need as much quality in that forward line as possible. Guys that can take these half chances, guys that can make the right decisions in the final third, complete that pass that is absolutely necessary for the move to, go to the final ball, for someone to just tap it home. There's so many times where I know I say we're wasting chances. A lot of time, what I really mean even is just there are moments where all you need is just one player in a particular sequence in the chance or whatever that's being created. Sometimes we just need this one guy to just execute the pass or execute the touch in a really high quality or just flawless way. And so many times it just seems to break down when we just need a bit of quality from someone in a very crucial moment of kind of the development of the chance. And it just seems to always break down in some way. Kulu, I think, was really guilty of that today. Just lots of times where it kind of got to him and he made a really good touch to get away from his man, but then he took another heavy touch or held on to it too long or, just didn't play the pass. And then there was another moment where Destiny Udogie even, played I think, the pass to Johnson where it took like a deflection off of the defender. And had he just gotten it to Johnson there, Johnson should have been clean through to have no excuse but to put it in the back of the net. I just think this team is just at so many times just so wasteful. And I wish we just had more quality in the forward line. And sad to say this as well, Sonny just doesn't have the same just consistent threat and consistent influence in games that we'd like him to. He's just kind of been off it this season, and it'd be nice to have someone that's just basically better than Sonny that he could compete with, or he could play alongside, in that winger type role or in that creative wide role that we could use because it does feel like we're just relying on Sonny to play like his vintage, prime form, and we're just not
Right.
getting that this season. So we need someone that could theoretically bring something like Sonny would have done in the past and still have him around, but just feels like this forward line for me, Jerome, is what's letting us down. That's what we also need huge improvements in.
The problem,
Yeah.
the problem with or the Sonny conundrum, Jack, is that I love Sonny. I think he's fantastic. I mean, he's been nothing but great for us for the majority of the time that he's been here. Harry Kane apparently in an interview a couple of weeks back said if he could have any one player, he was asked if he could have any one player to go to him at Bayern, who would it be? And he said Sonny. And if that deal were to happen, then fantastic. I've made peace with the fact that, he's obviously getting a bit past his prime. We are never going to. The problem from a business point of view is that even if somebody were to come in and pay 60 million for him now, which they're not going to because his legs have gone, if somebody were to come in and pay 60 million for him now, that's still not as much as we make out of the South Korean market. So from a business point of view, I know people hate to hear that, but unfortunately, we support a club who is business first. So you've either got to make peace with that or just be angry and I guess go on protests and stuff, which fair play. If that's your thing, that's your thing. My problem from a football point of view is that we're already low on numbers. We don't buy very well. If we do let Sonny go, there's no guarantee, even as bad as Sonny is at the moment, there's no guarantee that we're good enough to bring in anybody that's of equal or greater influence as Sonny is right now. And that's unfortunate. That's shocking, and that's just Tottenham bloody Hotspur. I don't even think you can blame Ange for that. Even the most staunch Ange outer, you can't lay that at his feet. This club's just run. It's run equally as it's run as good financially as it is poor from the footballing sense. And I'm scared that if we get rid of players like that we're just not going to have the ability to get people back in. And this could go from being a mediocre season to being a real bad season. And I'm to coin a phrase from Dermo, I'm old enough to remember when we were floating, 16th, 15th, 17th, and it took a, Jurgen Klinsmann hat trick, I think, on the last day of the season against Wimbledon, of all people, to get us out of, potentially being relegated. So, I mean, it can get a lot worse. People need to realize that. And I just think, with the little amount of funds that we've probably got, even though we're the third richest club in the world, it's going to be hard to do any kind of clinical business in January. And it's going to be more a case, I think we need to just concentrate more on trying to get people out of the medical room and back on the training pitch. That's going to be the way out.
Difficult question here, Drew, and then I'll address something that has, we'll get to. But do you think Ange Postecoglou, do you think a different manager inherits this exact situation with Ange Postecoglou? Do you think they do better than him? Because that would probably be the argument of a lot of people right now that are just basically fed up with Ange. They probably, will try to acknowledge, the situation. I agree with you. I don't think they give it enough credit and enough acknowledgement, the situation that he finds himself in with the injuries and suspensions. But maybe plenty of people make the case that they think another manager out there would do better with this shit situation, I guess.
Yeah, as the situation is, if it was an absolute exact carbon copy and we don't miraculously get 3 or 4 players back by the second week of January, do you know what I mean? If all of a sudden we're fighting fit, I think I struggle to come up with a coach that can come in and do any more. Tactically, I guess there's an argument that you could bring a really defensive coach in, or you could bring somebody in that literally just plays in a shape and just tightens the whole thing up, and we could play with a rigid 4-4-2 or something, probably grind out a few results. And then you go from people doing the whole mocking thing, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Blah, blah, blah. And then start getting annoyed that we're not playing the expansive football that Tottenham's known for, and where's the push and run, blah, blah, blah. You can't, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, in my opinion. I don't know that anybody comes in here and plays the exciting football that everybody wants us to play in the situation that we are currently in. And then by the same token, if you had all the players fit, if you had all the players fit, I'm not naive enough to think that there isn't a coach out there that could probably come in, make us more assured at the back, and probably do a better job. Yes, there absolutely are, but we tried to go out and get those managers, and they wanted nothing to do with us. And I can't. I'm not one of those people that runs with the whole, oh, Leroy Sané's great. He would fix all of our problems on the left. Let's just go and get him in. That just it just doesn't. You can't play the football manager. Oh, let's just go and get him in. Let's just get him in. He'd be good. Like it's just not as simple as that.
Mm.
So, do you know what, Joe? I just don't. I don't know. And people have had a go at me in the chat earlier for trying to be the eternal optimist. Maybe I'm getting on your happy clapping boat. I don't like. I just want. I want to be I want to be optimistic, and I want to just hope for the best. And I just think if we were to get all of our players back fit into some sort of semblance of order and actually start, living up to our potential, I don't think we can win the league. Do I think we're a top five team on our day? Absolutely. Um, do I think we can win a cup? Absolutely. So I just have to
Mm,
hold on to those things, and I will hold on to those things until those things are no longer possible, and then we'll reset and go again next year.
yeah. Um, Conga 108 member for 4 months saying enough, Enoch out, Levy out, Ange out in that order. I think a lot of people are pretty much that way in that order. If they are Ange out as well, Conga.
Yeah.
Thank you for the 4 months of support. I think you joined maybe a longer ago than that, so I think you've been with us for a while. Appreciate you, man. But a lot of people I know, as much as we had a conversation the other day, Conga, about sort of the protests and everything the end of the day, like I do think that this has been a year where Levy does need to be put under pressure and does need to be put under scrutiny. Whether the protests are done in the correct manner or not the correct manner, at least I think they are being done. That's how I sort of feel about it. I think there needs to be attention drawn to Levy in some sort of manner, needs to be manifested by the fans to draw attention, from it so that the media can, look towards it, so that the media can talk about it and have material to work with. And however the fans go about it, at least I support the fact that they are trying to draw attention to him this year because you're seeing all these fan groups and everything as well, like people that have been associated with the club, like people that have worked for the club and paid by the club to do whatever for them are now leaving because they feel like they're not even representing their interests anymore. They're not even respecting original agreements or they just feel like, it's not really for any purpose or any, real intent, of trying to manifest, a good sort of atmosphere and culture around the ground and everything. So I think this has been a bad year for Levy, and I think it's going to have to come with a lot of pressure and a lot of question marks for him. With Ange, I'm not really there yet when it comes to Ange out, but to be honest, I feel like again, with sort of the torture that you get put under as a Spurs fan, with all the confusion, the up and down nature. I don't really blame people for being torn on whether one guy is the right guy or there's a better guy out there or whatnot. I just feel like Spurs are such a basket case of a club. It's hard to ever really be right about it. Frankly, Tottenham saying 7 points from relegation. This league table is absurd because, it feels like so many times you're hearing that stat, but then you're also hearing that we're only still so far off of a top four in Europe. So it's just been a basket case of a league. Frankly, Tottenham. I mean, credit to Forest. They've done incredible to now get another win think they picked up some really good recent ones against some huge sides. So they're closer and closer and closer to being a huge shock, surprise inclusion in the in Europe. But so many teams are slipping up this year, man. So many teams are slipping up this year. I was saying that to Drew before we started recording. That when you look at the league table, a lot of teams that would have wanted to be higher are lower, and teams that would have expected to be lower are a lot higher in the table. It's kind of just been the opposite of everyone's expectations. Arsenal are not pushing really for a title at least from what we can tell. Chelsea are much higher than they probably would have expected. Man City are definitely not where they want to be. Liverpool are much higher than they expected. Forest are well higher than they expected. Everyone's all over the place. And to be fair,
Mhm.
probably would say with us Spurs, Spurs fans, as skeptical as Dave and I were about this transfer window, even we probably expected to be higher than where we are right now, in the league table. I just think everyone
Yeah.
is not really whatever your original league table prediction was, not saying you specifically, frankly, Tottenham, but just the general fan, I imagine it's different to what people's expectations were for a lot of teams this season. It's just been a basket case of a of a season. And then Chris saying, Levy out, Ange out, medical team out, squad out, stadium out, the whole stinking lot out. We've been needing a win, Chris. We've been needing a good win. I think the Liverpool result, I just feel like it undid a lot of the good vibes, good energy, good positivity that we had after the Man United win. I was happy clapping so hard after the Man United win, but just to be thumped like we were against Liverpool for some reason took some energy out of me, took a bit of that eternal optimist that we all try to manifest in ourselves. But this game, I'm kind of not really too bothered by it, to be honest. Like, I kind of expected it to be tough. I don't even think Forest really played, again, that well. That's really worth praising, other than how good they are defensively. Very solid defensively, but did they really cause us that many problems going forward, considering how, lackluster we are back there? We have no players left. I actually think we did okay on the day defensively, considering. So it's just one of those where it's just a boring game, and I don't think we did enough to really try to get something out of it, sadly. So it just kind of petered out towards the end there. Big up to you, Chris. And then I guess I'll touch on it, but I just think, people are, you know, I don't know, people are hungover, people are, just sort of on Boxing Day. I think we just need all kind of just relax sometimes and just maybe try to hear each other maybe a bit better when we're talking, because I don't think Drew was trying to tell you to feel a certain way, Q7. And I also feel like, at the same time, you weren't trying to tell Drew that, you were feeling like he was, I don't know. I don't think there was really much of a real argument or beef there. And it seems like you and Sean as well were able to kind of find some sort of agreement or resolution on it. But Drew, Q7 earlier, I kind of wanted to skip over it, but kind of address it towards the end there. But he was saying,
Yeah, no, no, man, absolutely. Like, I got absolutely, it's all because we love Tottenham, man. Like, I'm not trying to call the guy out. I'm sure he wasn't trying to call me out. I mean, I guess the way I talk, I'm just trying to express myself, and this is all
yeah,
only ever my opinion. Never trying to tell people what they should feel. It's
yeah,
just my opinion that happiness is better than sadness. And for somebody that's been quite sad the last 3 or 4 months, you know, I can vouch for happiness feeling a little bit better. But I get that, there's not a lot to feel happy about with Tottenham at the moment.
yeah,
I just, as the, I just feel like it's getting to the point now where, there's people in the fan base, we're all trying to strive for the same thing, and we're all like, trying to take bits out of each other or trying to poke each other into, one opinion or another, or just, I don't know. I wasn't trying to tell anybody how to feel about anything. Big up everybody. Big up
yeah,
Q7. Big up Mr. Sean Maddox.
yeah.
Everybody in the chat. So we the frustrating thing is that there's 222 people here in the chat. Smash the like button. There's thousands of Tottenham fans out there, and we would all just like our team to be doing a bit better. And it's sad that it's unfortunate when we're not at the moment. And I do I feel it as much as anybody.
Yeah. I didn't really wanna touch on it until the end because I didn't
That's
think
all
it was
good.
really that deep. I didn't think it was that deep or anything, but
Nah,
Q7 was kind enough to, you know, kind of talk about it further, but, I wanted to touch on it
right.
in the end. And to be honest,
No,
like,
no,
I kinda
absolutely.
feel like it's, fair play to Drew today. Everybody stepped in for Davo's role. It's not easy. It's hard to watch games like this and make sense of it. It's hard to even make sense half the time when you're not even watching the game, and talking about Spurs. Spurs are a confusing enough club. I think, when you have to sort of answer things on the spot and everything like this, maybe some people might think it looks easy. I think it's a lot harder than it looks at times. And I think Drew did a fabulous job today. And
Oh, thank you,
also,
Jack.
when you're
Appreciate
looking
you.
at when you look at the live chat too, you'll see people not saying Q7 was doing this. He definitely wasn't. You'll see someone say the complete opposite to you and call you an idiot or something in the chat, right? And like you
Right.
have to sort of try to keep your head and sort of try to make sense and try to explain something. And especially a game like this that was
Thanks,
just
Triple J.
a game that was just boring too. Like it's so hard to,
Yeah.
explain a boring game. And when there's also not a lot of hope around the fan base, it's a tough job. So well done,
Yeah.
Drew. And
No, I
Q7,
appreciate it.
I appreciate you as well for being understanding in chat. I think we have a very mature audience here, so appreciate
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Everybody was top class today. Hopefully, you're enjoying everybody's Boxing Day. Hopefully, not too hungover or anything like that. Have maybe a nice little outing planned, or just hanging around, cleaning up, and sort of just watching the TV and taking a mind off the Spurs, I guess, after this point. But thank you, Drew. Thanks for filling in, sir. Any final words from yourself? Like I'll say a thousand times, boring game, sadly.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys allowing me the opportunity to come in and cover for Dave, the big man. Obviously, he's irreplaceable, so I just try and come on here and do what I can, and hopefully not bumble anything, not talk over you too much. Know my place. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Um, I hope everyone's had a wonderful year. If they haven't, then here's to a new one in 2025 coming up. I hope everybody has a wonderful New Year's. Much love to you all, and I guess we'll be back and see you here for the next one. And thank you everybody to just for telling me that I've done a good job. I really appreciate it. It does mean a lot.
No, dude, I think you handled it very well, like considering that this was one of the more boring games that we also had in a long time, and it's Boxing Day, and people are just tired and just hoping for a Spurs win.
Right.
So I think you filled in very, very
Yeah.
well. But I am looking forward to 2025. Great final words from yourself. This 2024 couldn't end soon enough. Appreciate you,
Right.
everybody. And we'll see you very, very soon. Enjoy what breaks or what little time maybe you have off. And we'll see you for the next the next confusing session from Spurs. But hopefully it ends in a win, because against Wolves, I think we got to pick up a win there.